The following program is hosted by immature, irreverent, obnoxious, and often disgusting young men. Listener discretion is advised.
This time on Nude Clan, we're going to bitch about our work weeks, I'm pretty sure.
Shall we play a game?
You got several things to do. You got work, kids in school. What do you do when it's all over?
How do you hand something from one player to another?
Dark sword light. Turn on the TV, pick up the controller and play some games with the
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of Nude Clan. I am Joe.
I'm Caleb Craig.
This is Cameron.
Caleb Schweiss.
And today, I got nothing. I just have absolutely nothing. Here's what happened. I didn't know it was my turn to plan. I did not think I was going to be here today. That was another chunk of it. And I honestly, this morning, I was like, should I just stay here and sleep?
You didn't have to tell us that you were now available to come today.
I didn't, but that would be dick. So I decided that I was going to come. And then I came and they were like, oh, it's your episode. And I'm like, I have nothing. I got
There's that
nothing
calendar,
today.
Joe. You put it up there for a reason.
Look at the fucking
certainly
calendar,
did.
man.
And I thought I looked at it like last week, and I don't know. I just didn't think about it, I guess. I didn't see where we were at or anything like that. But anyway, we're just going to talk. Just think of this as an off-topic episode, and if you want to hang out with us, you can. If not, we'll probably be talking about video games next week. Unless you guys have some sort of gaming stuff that you want to bring up.
Well, we could talk about the games we've been playing this week, Craig, and we could also talk about Justice League movie.
Oh my God!
How about
Justice
Thor?
League.
Since we've all four seen Thor,
Or we
You
could talk
still
about
not
Thor.
seen Justice League?
when the fuck would I have had time to see Justice League?
I don't know. Yesterday?
All right, there's another coin in the jar. Okay.
Not a big coin, too.
It's 25 cents.
It's a
I
Bitcoin.
owe many dollars for this
you
week,
go,
by the way.
Bitcoin. Good luck.
Craig, what the hell have you been playing?
I played a lot this week. I played Uncharted 4.
Yeah, I saw nobody was surprised.
MechWarrior 3050. What the fuck else have I played? SimCity 2000. I played some of that. Played some of the newer SimCity as well.
Just SimCity?
Yeah, just SimCity.
Why didn't you tell me? I would have gotten on.
Played. I don't remember why. Played Civ 5 with Schweiss the other day.
Oh, I thought you guys got Civ 6.
We did get Civ 6, but
Caleb has shit internet, so we had to wait for it to download.
yeah.
That's
Well, plus Schweiss left for like 2 hours, and so we had like nobody was going to join us except for we had Cornetal join us, and then we played for like an hour.
Oh yeah, how is it for that hour?
It was only 5.
Yeah, we only played 5.
Oh, you only played 5 still.
Caleb's internet was
Got
still
it.
shit.
Okay.
yeah.
For some reason I thought you might have switched over to the 6 with Crin. Never mind.
Yeah. And then I played Castlevania Aria of Sorrow and Castlevania Harmony of Dissonance.
Nice.
Yeah.
Anything in particular you want to bring up about any of those games? This is a video game show after all.
Well, I did just download a thing that allows me to play my Super Nintendo games on my phone, which is great. Got a Bluetooth controller.
I
for my
saw the
phone.
controller. That's a crazy looking contraption. I thought you had pulled out a DS, but then Cameron said it was your phone. I looked. I was like, "Oh, that is Caleb's R2D2 phone."
Yeah, yeah, it's my phone.
It's quite awesome. I played one of those Super Nintendo games. That controller is a must-have.
So, is it like an emulator thing? What is it?
Yeah, it's just an emulator, but it's the Bluetooth connects to your phone, and then just like only certain games allow for it, or the emulator is really cool with it. So like they play it, but I can't play it with like the fucking Google Play games. Like none of
Okay.
them just fucking accept it.
Oh, so only on this emulator thing.
Pretty much.
Can you use
there's
this
like
crazy
there's
controller?
like a handful of games that allow for it, like Final Fantasy. And
All
like
those new
work
Google
for
Play
it,
games have really simplified input because they're used with the
but
touchscreen.
most of them. Are
All you
for
have to
the
do
touchscreen.
if you want a controller is just plug in a mouse to your phone and it works beautifully.
You know what's funny about that? The gamepad thing that I have has a mouse setting, so you can use use it as a mouse.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
How much that cost you?
Like $20.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it was on sale for like the Black Friday thing. I think it might still be. So,
Wait, where did you get it?
and on Amazon.
Oh, okay. So you made someone's life a living hell as well. All right,
Yeah,
good.
Yeah, I did.
By the way,
was great.
Christmas, now my least favorite holiday. Karen, how was your how was your week?
Oh, my week was just fine.
What would you play?
So I played a little bit of Ghost Recon Wildlands. I played Rainbow Six for just a minute, just to get back into it, because I still want to play that competitively.
Did they add anything new since you last time you played it? Yeah.
Yeah. There's a ton of stuff waiting for you because you bought that season pass.
Ooh. I like the sound of that.
So yeah, we should definitely get back into that. Played some Overwatch with my roommate. He's getting into it. He's having fun.
Oh, he actually bought it now?
Oh yeah, you don't remember that the same night we bought Ghost Recon, yeah. That's why I invited you to play, but you never showed up. And then all this. Sorry, go ahead.
We recorded Puff Puff last night,
Uh-huh.
and we just sat around talking till like 2:00 in the morning.
Yeah, I just went to bed at midnight. I was like, I'm kind of done.
So that coming to play Overwatch did not.
Maybe
happen.
we'll play some Overwatch tonight.
Is that why we have no room
totally do
left
that.
on our recorder thing? You guys just talked for hours and hours and hours?
No, actually, our episode was only like 46 minutes.
Oh. Yeah. Oh, I'm glad all your listeners got to miss out on all that conversation.
It honestly was kind of sad. We should have been recording for some of it. 'Cause
And then all this talk about getting back into Civ and stuff made me realize I missed my Steam library. So I started fiddling around with the computer I bought from Caleb again. And this time I'm like, okay, I'm pretty sure the processor's burned out. So I'm just going to pop it out of the board and just, look at it, see if I'm going to get the same one or something better. So I ended up popping it out of the board and started cleaning off the thermal paste. And I noticed, Craig, I noticed that there was thermal paste in the pins of the processor too. So
I did not do that.
Put a ton of thermal paste on the top of that processor and squashed down that heatsink cooler on top of that processor, and it just oozed all over that
wasn't
fucking
me.
processor.
My brother was borrowing my computer to do
okay.
his homework, so that probably was him.
Why would he take apart your computer, pull off the cooler for the processor, squirt some extra fucking thermal paste on the processor, and squash it all back together?
I do remember him telling me that he replaced the thermal paste, and I was like, okay, but that's the last.
Oh, so he do remember him telling you the exact thing that was all over the. So I don't even know if I need a new board, because I'm pretty sure there's some thermal paste down in the socket, a little bit down in there, and I don't know how to ever get it out. I might need a new whole fucking board.
Well,
there
that
might
was a
be-
cheap board anyway.
There might be a
so-
way to get it out of there.
Yeah.
But when I pulled it out, I'm like, oh well, look at that. Just look at that thermal paste. This thermal paste, by the way, turns into some sort of like rubber cement type stuff too. Took me a little bit to clean it off.
You just got to get that rubbing alcohol or whatever.
Yeah, denatured alcohol, and then you can just wipe it off. But
Yeah.
next time I'm at my hardware store, I'll probably do that, because I'm thinking about updating the graphics card too, as well. Not graphics card 2, but because 4K gaming is becoming a thing, and there's no way in hell I'm going to buy a 4K gaming monitor anytime soon. I can just stick to 1080p graphics cards, and those are in a real sweet spot pricing wise right now. So
Good. Yeah. You know what? You're not going to notice anything.
I've
Only if
compared
you're
4K.
side by side and you see that the color is more vibrant on 4K. It really drives me nuts that they're selling the resolution. The resolution.
What
is something
really
you're-
matters in a way that you
I
can
cannot
notice
detect.
is
Well, that's because you watch
FPS.
Plasma, so it looks like shit, resolution-wise.
What are you talking about? It's still
Plasma looks like
1080p.
shit. it's all blendy and shit. Like when for gaming, it looks like garbage.
Oh, gaming. It's not meant for gaming.
I know it's not.
Yeah.
Anyways,
This is-
what's really important for gaming for your computer is having a high FPS and having a card that can support high FPS and having a monitor with a high refresh rate. That's what you're going to notice more
Yeah,
over
refresh
1080p
rate,
to 4K, besides colors.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the refresh rate has nothing to do with it. Whatever.
No.
Whatever.
So if your frames
about
per
it. It is
second,
better. It
if
is
your
better.
frames per second is lower than your refresh rate, there's no reason to get a high refresh rate monitor. But if you can pump out high frames per second, then having a higher refresh rate on your monitor does matter because you can see the frames faster. No, you can't see them faster, but the way they can display it to you is better.
Well, somebody told me I needed a like 60 or no, a 180 refresh rate monitor for Doom, and I played it just fine. So.
No, you can play it just fine. So this is what it is. If you game on consoles, you realistically don't need much more than 60 hertz refresh rate. Most of the time, though,
You do.
Most of
Because
the time-
60 hertz refresh rate looks like shit.
most of the time you get a new TV that'll say it's like 120 clear mode or 120 this refresh rate. It's really a 60 hertz panel
it
with
is.
some clear motion technology added.
Yeah, clear motion technology is bullshit. It does nothing.
You
and it looks
can
like
pay
shit
more
still.
to get higher refresh rate, but if your console's locked at 60
Look.
frames per second, you're not going to notice that much of a difference with a higher refresh rate.
You're gonna kill your FedEx guy, but buy your televisions online and get true 240p or 240 hertz. Sorry.
240p.
240p is bad. 240 hertz on your televisions. If you want a good image on your television, and it's the LCD or whatever, the thing
Why
that
not
most
OLED?
people are using, do that. If you're doing the higher end stuff, then that's the stuff I don't know about. I haven't researched into. But if you're doing an LCD, which is cheap right now, get a true 240, not 240 blended blah 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 or 240 super smooth. Get true 240. Otherwise, you're going to be one of those people whose house I go into and I see that they have the motion blur on their TV, and then they go, I don't notice it.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, you must.
Once you go to a more pure form, then yes. But if you're on a budget,
Drives me absolutely nuts.
when you're on a budget, and if you're gaming on consoles, mind you, consoles are locked at 60 frames per second, or some games like Fortnite lock at 30 frames per second. You won't notice it as much. But if you want to watch great movies, action stuff, then yes, the higher refresh rate, the better.
Doing what TVs are meant to do.
Yeah.
Drives me nuts. Also, what drives me nuts is having standard definition television. You have an HD television, so the image is like stretched and shit.
What I hate about these new
Like, why do they even
middle
have that
grade
in their cable
these new
packages?
middle grade 4K TVs? I hate because of all the image processing, the input lag. If you have all that turned on, is insane. It drives me up the fucking wall. You turn all that off, turn on game mode, turns off all the 4K-ness of the TV and ups the contrast, and it's so much better. But the image quality is just not as pretty. Still good, just not pretty.
Schweiss, what have you been playing?
I played some Batman Arkham City. I did play some Star Wars Battlefront 2 on Sunday. I don't really care for it. It plays really weirdly. And
Wait, which one? Battlefront 2?
yeah.
Did you buy it?
No, Alex's dad bought it, and I played a few missions.
Oh, okay.
I don't like the way it controls. I really don't like it. And I didn't like the way Battlefront controlled either, but I really, really don't like
When
the
I
way
played
Battlefront
the
2
open
plays.
beta, I actually kind of like the multiplayer.
The way it controls is like, it feels gross to me.
Feels gross.
Battlefield does not. So I don't think I'm going to be picking it up. Not because of the loot box garbage, but because I just don't think it's that great. Plus, I mean, honestly, when I got Battlefield 1, there was almost no reason to ever play Battlefront again. So, I mean, I think Battlefield 1 is still better than Battlefront 2. So I'll probably just play that. Or I'll play nothing. I also played... I played those two, and I played a couple missions on Max Payne. It's the...
Wow. old school Max Payne or the new one?
Old school one, yeah.
Nice.
I have all 3 of them on Steam, so I want to beat them. It's pretty vicious. There's this part where this mobster guy is like about to get a blowjob from some chick, and then I break in, and then they all start trying to kill me. But this fucking whore, this fucking prostitute takes like a shitload of bullets. That bitch was leveling me, man. Like she's like, there's like this weird. There's like
she was packing heat.
Yeah, there was a tap in between me and her, and I had to like kind of
Kevlar
zone
vest.
myself off so that I didn't get gunned down by everybody else in the room. Also, Mob Boss has like 4 bodyguards in the room as he's about to get blown, so that was pretty fucking weird. Not sure why you'd want to get a blowjob with a bunch of your guards hanging around, but this guy was down with it. But I try to shoot the this bitch, and like there's like a tap in the way for beer, and she just takes like I swear I shot her like 36 times before she fucking died. And the problem is I'm trying to like kill her really fast because she's doing a ton of damage to me, and then the mob boss guy has like a fucking SMG, so I like open the door to kill him, and it's just so I have to kill this endless health regenerating prostitute, and then the fucking mob boss, and I'm like, God, this game is bullshit. Instantaneously bullshit. But yeah, I killed them both, but it took me like 10 tries. It's aged. And I have a sweet screenshot that obviously you guys can't see on the podcast.
I remember as a kid on the Xbox, I tried to play Max Payne 1 or 2, and I couldn't get very far because it wouldn't let me uninvert the aiming controls.
Oh, I hate inverted aiming controls.
I didn't
but
notice.
then there are people who just swear by inverted aiming controls.
I know, those people are insane.
I'm weird because if I play a normal shooter, I can't have inverted. But when I'm flying a plane, it needs to be inverted. But when I'm flying a helicopter, I have to have it normal.
Is this all based on a single game that had all that?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, Battlefield allows you to
Battlefront.
mess with like,
Battlefield, yeah.
Battlefield allows you to mess with like each vehicle's controls. So, yeah.
Nice.
It just makes sense because in a helicopter, the stick you push forward, you nose down to go forward. But in a jet, I don't know. It's just different.
Yeah,
In my
the guy,
mind.
the way his face looks, like really makes me laugh, and I'm like, I can't take this guy seriously. I mean, and he pretty much, I've never played the game before, but I assumed it was pretty much Punisher. And about 5 minutes in, I was like, yeah, it's pretty much Punisher. Like, it's Punisher, but
We got to watch the Max Payne movie at some point with Marky Mark.
yeah, with less. Oh man, with less
Oh boy.
evilness, I guess, because he's a good guy, but he's a cop. But nobody knows he's a cop anymore because they're all dead. So he was like undercover, and only like 2 people knew that for some reason. So it feels kind of like, it feels a lot like, the fuck is that movie? The one with Mark Wahlberg and Matt Damon and
The Departed.
yeah,
The
it's kinda
Departed.
it's kind of like The Departed,
It's a padded.
where they just kind of like delete everything and make Leonardo DiCaprio look like he's an actual bad guy for like 2 seconds. It doesn't last long in that movie, but of course neither does he. And
Spoilers
that's about,
for The Departed.
yeah, that's about it. That's about it for me. I don't think I played anything else this week. But
What did you play, Joe?
Nothing, man. I here's what my week consisted of. I worked, and then I came home,
Right.
ate, showered, maybe watched a movie or a television episode, went to bed.
Was that movie or television episode anything Digimon related?
Absolutely not Digimon related whatsoever.
Well, it should be.
I think you guys can go fuck yourself for this season. Guys, yesterday, the person that I was most friendly with at my work, because we park next to each other and he's kind of nerdy and fat, so I naturally gravitated towards him. I naturally gravitated towards him. He was in tears yesterday morning at the facility where we all load our trucks, because he had to put on his truck and scan 350 stops. I had 315. And I was not crying, but the day before yesterday, I was in my truck just pissed at the day I had before me. And I was seriously considering, like he considered yesterday, of just loading my truck and then leaving and never coming back to the facility again. Giving them the courtesy of having a loaded truck, but not going on my route. And I really seriously considered it, but knowing that they were behind on people and this is why we're being slammed, I didn't do that. This job, guys, it's very physical. Schweiss has a similarly physical job from what I can tell. Notice how both me and Schweiss are dead today. I came in, Schweiss has said about 6 words all day, and he's markedly pissed at me for not planning an episode. But I have him beat.
Well, they did.
How many hours did you work this week?
They did. I think Caleb made it seem like you knew it was your episode.
What?
Well, like in the chat, you said like something about it.
No, I didn't.
Maybe you just said it to me personally last night.
I don't know, dude. He just said that.
Joe is always here.
No, all I said was that.
It's not. It's obvious. It's my fault.
Yeah.
I didn't look at the calendar. It's not like. I mean, there was a good chance I wasn't going to be here today anyway.
Well, that's what I was talking about.
But, and honestly, I'm starting to think maybe I should have stayed home because I need like 20 more hours of sleep. This on top of the job, guys. This freaking cat that sleeps in my room wakes up an hour before me and nibbles at my face to wake me up. That's what he's doing. He wants to play. That's what I figured out. All he wants to do is play when I'm trying to sleep. So I'm also like, I've had this twitch in my right eye the entire week. The entire week I've had this like, you know that little muscle twitch thing?
Yeah.
The entire week I've had that. And I've just like been close to an emotional breakdown the whole week. So get ready, guys. I'm going to flip this table over and start screaming.
I think I had 65 and a half.
You had 65 and a half. I had about 71, I think. Including yesterday.
Nice.
So I do have you beat, although you did also work a brutal week. So how many hours a week did you guys work?
50.
50.
Yeah.
That's pretty heavy for you.
Yeah.
Is that a fat joke or?
No.
I'm just reading too much into this.
50 is way.
It was a subtle fat joke, so you're reading into it right.
That was not a fat joke whatsoever. But
Well,
why did you have to work 50 hours this week?
Because everybody keeps fucking taking days off.
Oh.
And we have a certain amount of hours that need to be worked. And if we don't do that, then we have to work fucking overtime constantly.
Do you get paid for overtime?
Yeah, we do.
That must be nice.
It is.
I get paid salary, so no overtime for me. I generally work about 50 hours a week, just depending on the workload. But this week it kind of evened out to be 40. It started out pretty intense this beginning of the week, staying a little bit late, but then near the end of the week, took like hour-long lunch, went to this great Indian restaurant and stuff.
Go to
We're
hell.
at,
Just go straight to
Thai
hell.
Siam in Draper.
A little late? What do you mean a little? Staying a little late.
Some nights I stay till 5. So my work day starts at 7 a.m. and then I normally leave at 3:30. But sometimes I don't leave till 5:30, 4:30ish, depending on how much work is still left over. But Friday, my whole team, we just leave early to go do some archery. Yeah,
No, nice.
team building exercise. We all left early, went to this place and just shot bows and arrows, archery tag.
Fuck you, man.
Then we all went
I
out.
hate you.
Then we all
I hate you.
and then we all went out to eat.
Cameron.
We all went out to eat at Buffalo Wild Wings.
Cameron, go.
Oh, well, see, there's the downside.
Shove a big black
And-
dildo up your ass.
And the company paid for it all.
I know. I got that part. Thank you.
And I just
Company
had my
pays for my
Christmas
gas.
party. And had my company Christmas party yesterday. We went to Top Golf here in South
Provo?
Jordan. No,
Oh.
no, South Jordan.
Did you guys just order a whole bunch of stuff from Amazon too while you were at it?
No.
Like, oh, it's
So-
Cyber
so-
Monday.
So we went to Top Golf. If you haven't been there,
Joe.
it's actually like a high class restaurant / bar. So free drinks, free food for the eating part when we're all eating, and it was like good food, shrimp, prime rib, and stuff like that. Then went out to the golfing range, which is just right outside the conference room that we were in eating. And if you haven't been to Top Golf, it's like a gamified driving range where you have certain holes you can make it into, and each hole has a certain amount of points, or you can play the first this hole, then that hole. But then got my Christmas bonus there last night too, and yeah.
He's fishing for us to ask you how much it was.
No, because I don't know, because I never opened it.
Oh, you never opened it.
No, it's at home.
I'm
I
gonna
would have
open
opened
it
it.
on
I would have
Christmas.
opened it right in front of him.
Zero.
It's like,
Yeah, you should have brought it
I
here.
should have brought it.
Just fucking opened it in front of Joe.
see, what happened is Cameron was like, he's like, hey, do you want to play? Did you get your PS4 working? And I was like, yeah, I did.
Yeah.
He's like, do you want to play some?
Oh, Ghost.
Wildlands?
Yeah,
And I was
Wildlands.
like,
Wildlands.
No, I work until 6 a.m. Or 4 a.m. and it was like 8 o'clock at night at this time. When I said that, and he's like, "Oh, well, that sucks."
It doesn't make sense because you were on your PlayStation at 8 o'clock at night, or was it someone else?
It was probably someone else, or I left
okay.
it on to install. I think I left it on to install Battlefield 1.
Oh, okay. Reinstall Battlefield 1.
Yeah,
Why?
so I could shoot some people.
Oh, I didn't know you uninstalled it.
Yeah, well, I put it on my external hard drive, and I think that's like corrupted or something because it just won't.
Reformat it
It
and
won't
start
pull
downloading.
data. Well, I don't want to fucking reformat it because I put all that shit on there. So yeah, and then I sent him a picture of my my pay stub, and it was pretty awesome. And he was like, and then he got all defensive. He's like, "Well, is it going to be like that all the time?" I'm like, "Well, I mean, it depends on how much OT I get." He's like, "Oh well." Yeah, I mean, if it's going to be that all the time, then you'll have me beat. But only if it's gonna be.
I
And then, right after that, you're like, "Oh, I get a Christmas bonus too."
It wasn't defensive. I'm just
like,
saying.
I still have more money than you.
I was talking to Joe because Joe had a paycheck that was bigger than my paycheck. I might keep doing that, Joe. But then again, Joe's paycheck was like that, and he works 6 days a week, whereas I only work 5. So if you
I
think
don't
about it
have
that
a
way.
paycheck yet.
But anyways,
I'll
looking
let
at
you know.
Schweiss's, and if Schweiss keeps that up, then he'd make more than me too.
I think Schweiss is going to make more than me, despite the fact that I'm working more hours.
Yeah, I got paid $1,500 after taxes.
So
After
here's the deal.
taxes.
Yeah,
Fuck you.
yeah, dude. And I'm gonna get even more next time.
That's great.
Wow, I'm really regretting going with FedEx to the post office.
Except his is seasonal,
Go
so
with the sinking ship.
Here's my shit. Okay. We're behind on drivers. But also, the facility that we're working at is filled with a bunch of fucking retards. All right? I mean, perhaps actual
Special people.
dumb people. Not what you would classically call retarded, but what you would crassly call retarded.
Okay.
In other words, normal people who are fucking dumb.
All right.
All right?
So your people.
These people, fuck you. Go fuck yourself. These people, for the last week, when my route was really light because they split up the routes into small routes,
Right.
so that we can handle, in theory, the larger load of the Christmas season. So I didn't get paid that much for this paycheck. This paycheck was like a pretty small paycheck. Made me kind of mad when I looked at it. I was like, God damn it. I know I had one day in there that was really heavy, but all the other days were really light. These people, guys, they're supposed to sort the fucking boxes that they put on so that when we load it into the truck, there's like numbers on the boxes that correlate to where we drop things off at so that we
Right.
can drop them off in order. These fuckers, guys, they went from organizing it to just saying fuck you and then putting it in a pile. And then we have a bunch of these fucking losers, by the way, they're in the like 40s, 50s loser guys who come in because they need a job.
Old people are losers.
And then, no, they need a job, but they can't handle it like the 25-year-old can, I guess. Like mentally, they can't handle it. So they keep quitting. So we don't have people that are supposed to help us load the trucks. So now we have huge loads that normally, if you're loading a truck by yourself, it'll take 45 minutes to maybe an hour, depending on how many boxes you have. Now it takes 2 hours when it should take, with a helper, about 45 minutes. But because it's just me, it takes 2 hours. Now, that guy who broke down and cried yesterday because of the load, he had 2 helpers. I had 0, that motherfucker. That fucking weak piece of shit. Okay?
I thought he was your friend.
So now
Not anymore.
I'm starting my route late, and the days are shorter, so the sun goes down at 5 o'clock. So basically, after 5, I'm fucked. So I've been leaving the facility late, and I don't get paid for any of the time in the facility with the fuckheads who work there. And then I work for maybe like 4 to 5 hours doing as many deliveries as I can. And so we're running behind on deliveries when really the fucking thing that needs to be fixed is what's at the fucking facility, which is not understaffed. They're just fucking retards. That's what they are. And I had a helper actually the other day. I had like a shining moment on Tuesday. Whatever day I fucking cried to you guys, and I not actual crying, but I yelled into the phone. I'm like, I'm having
your worst day ever
of my life.
Right.
This 50-year-old loser, okay, balding, but like kind of stocky. Assumed he must have had a drug problem in the past, or else he wouldn't be working at the fucking FedEx facility in the mornings doing sorting like Schweiss's. I'm just kidding. But here's the thing: Schweiss is not he's not 45 or whatever this guy was. He was balding, so I'm thinking maybe he was a little younger than what I'm thinking he is. But he was just balding, so he just looked kind of older. He was balding and letting it grow, you know.
How
so
old
it's
does
gross.
Schweiss look?
I don't know. I'm too close to Schweiss to be able to tell. Anyway, this guy, he's supposed to follow me up there. I gave him instructions. And I gave him my phone number in case it got lost. Very clear instructions on how to get to the area that we first meeting. It's like 2 turns and you're there. But you got to drive up 45 minutes on I-15. So we go up there and he's behind me basically the whole time. But then one day the blue Jeep that was following me suddenly turns into a blue different car. And I'm like, is that the same car? I don't know. I pull into the gas station that we're supposed to meet at. And then I wait for 20 minutes for this guy. And then I text my boss, because my boss is being just like destroyed right now with everybody contacting him all the time. So I texted him instead of called him. Waited for 20 minutes for the boss to text me back and say, oh, he just quit. He quit on the drive up to my route where he was supposed to help my day go a little faster. And I lost time waiting for that piece of shit loser to help me on my route. Right? You're a runner. Okay. He was supposed to like be the one taking the packages and running with them. So basically, I only got paid what I would have been paid on a normal day, not during Christmas. I maybe put out 100 and something packages, probably got paid 120 something bucks for the day. And I was out for 12 hours. So I really do want to kill myself right now. Absolutely just want to take some pills and make the pain go away.
Would you like to go back to serving fresh meat at a gas station?
No! No, I would not. I'll be honest, I'm becoming like a strong, lean motherfucker in comparison to what I was before.
The good thing you put that qualifier in.
So yeah, I'm not actually a strong, lean motherfucker. But I am much skinnier than I was before.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty strong and I feel pretty like physically able.
Yeah.
I can run without getting like winded or anything like that.
Yeah, it'll do it for you.
And I can run for a long time without doing that just because of the job.
I believe it.
I've had to run and it's been crazy and it's been awesome in that way. So I'm not hating that I've had this job.
Do you notice you have more energy now from doing this job than you did before? Like just energy.
More physical energy, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I'm more fit.
Yep.
Because
That's a great thing, man.
And
Hold on to that.
I was doing exercise before, like I was walking at least, so I wasn't like dead. I wasn't dead to the world like a Caleb Gregg would be. I
Fuck
was
you.
able, in fact, to function like a human being, despite the fact that, I had a few pounds on me. But yeah, I feel great in that respect. But the job, with these kind of hours, with that bad of a facility, and with their inability to hire people is just insane to me. Because of all that, I'm not being paid for the hours I'm working as much as I would like to be. So, and I think Schweiss is going to make more money than me regardless, which pisses me off because I know I'm going to work more hours than him during this season. Unless everything is lined up. But the good news is that this was the biggest Cyber Monday in history by like billions of dollars, and the biggest Black Friday sale as well. So you corporate, capitalist, corporate greedy motherfuckers, and your Christmas holiday that's supposed to be celebrating the life of Jesus and family, you guys keep buying your big fucking pieces of shit that I have to carry around all goddamn day. The bigger the package, the worse it is. If I had like a billion stops of little parcels like the USPS has to carry around all day, I would be flying. But no, I got these big fucking crates of fucking doll houses and these toy cars that I always wanted as a kid, but never had one because my parents were too poor to afford it.
Because they didn't want to put the mailman through that kind of hell.
Yeah, put the mailman through that kind of hell. And fuck FedEx for not having a goddamn size limit. I can carry around a fucking anvil in a little box. I don't care about the weight. I care about the goddamn size. When the fucking thing, if I have to carry a couch from my FedEx truck, it slows my day down so fucking much. Because that motherfucking box will slide around all day when I'm going around. All these other little things will get behind it. I can't physically get behind the box without pulling the box out. So I have stops. I'm like, well, I'm looking for a package at this stop, but I can't find it because these fucking huge boxes are in the way, and I didn't see it when I was pulling stuff out. So fuck it, I'm going on to the next stop, and then later on in the day, I'll finally find the little package that I missed and have to drive all the fuck way back where I was from again, which adds, I'm sure, 15 to 20 minutes to my route every time. So fuck you people for buying big shit
Skull
for your
says there's-
spoiled fucking kids.
Skull says there is a size limit. It's 165 inches length or girth, or 150 pounds.
How many feet is 165 inches? I don't want to do the math. Because I don't think.
It's like, fuck. Yeah, it's like 14.
14 feet? Oh, yeah, guys, we got to put a limit on it somewhere. Let's put it at 14 feet.
It's just
and have 6 of those things in the fucking FedEx truck. So fuck this, dude. Man, stop. Why? Guys, what kind of... You all come... Well, actually, never mind.
What?
So...
Caleb doesn't come.
No, I was about to say something that
when
was
I want
inaccurate.
to.
That was inaccurate. What kind of Christmas gifts did you get as a kid? Anything just gigantic?
No. The biggest I think I got was the PS2. And that was also size-wise. Like, as far as, like, gift, like, whatever.
So that was the largest gift you've received?
Yeah.
Was a PS2.
Yeah.
It's like a notebook.
It's like not the skinny
big
one, the OG PS2.
Which
No, I
is
know. It's still
honestly
not that-
like a pretty expensive gift.
The
but I'm
biggest
not
thing I've
talking
ever
about
gotten was like
price right
a
now.
bike, but that was something that was just purchased
So a
from the
bike.
DI.
I get a bike.
It was from the DI and then just fix it up. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
These fucking spoiled. I can't imagine that all these people could afford that stuff. I lived in like a middle class neighborhood, and I'm going out into Farmville, and somehow they're able to afford these. I don't think they can afford these things. I think people get into
Or
like,
they're just
are
retired.
people getting into massive amounts of debt for Christmas?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
That
Fuck those people.
That's what, man, poor people and their iPods, you know?
What the fuck? I can't afford a fucking anything.
You have an Apple TV. It's not but it's
And you
It's
have
an Apple TV.
it's
and you have like a $2,000 computer. So
in spirit.
I do have a $2,000 computer. You're right. That was tax.
Was it that much?
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I thought. But somebody, Caleb, I think, was like, I don't think you spent that much money.
No, he spent that much money. I was there when he was delivering.
It was
looking-
under 1,000.
He was
2,000
looking at
higher.
cheaper ones, and I had no idea how much he spent on it. So I thought
yeah.
it was one of the cheaper ones that he had like somehow gotten.
No, I needed it for video editing, man. Man, I needed it for that video editing. Guys, I think it's super irresponsible to be going into debt for Christmas gifts.
Yeah.
Does anybody else think that?
Yes.
'Cause, I'm realizing I'm like, I don't remember being this spoiled as a kid. I don't remember any of my friends being this spoiled, except for Dylan. But he was, being raised by his grandparents, I think. So, like, there's a more complicated situation there. Dylan was always the one who always got the great gifts, but I think there was more stuff going on. As far as my friends go, I'm like, none of, like, Kyle growing up with our friend Kyle, he had, like, they have, like, 16 people in their family. Their dad doesn't make that much money in comparison to I guess, most people in that neighborhood. I think they had the thing where you drew a name of your family member out of a hat, and that's the person you would get one gift for Christmas, basically, from them, and then one from the parents. So the parents had to buy 9 gifts for their kids.
Right.
I had to, but they were like $20 things. They weren't like $150 things or like $400 things. Who the fuck buys their kid an iPhone? Like, who are these people who want to do that, first off, that want to spoil their kids in that way, and also have the means or
To do so.
lack the means and thus go into debt
So-
to do that? I don't understand that mindset. I don't understand those people. I think it's super irresponsible. I think Christmas is becoming this horrible fucking
Becoming?
beast of
It already is, Joe.
of just disgusting gift buying when it should be like meaningful. It should just be meaningful. That's what it should be, not the amount of money and the cool next thing we should all buy. I think it's disgusting.
Yeah, it's disgusting to me too.
And
So-
I am now at the face of it. I never worked retail, so I'm sure those people see all that kind of shit too. But I'm seeing what people are buying, and it's gross to me.
Yeah.
It's gross. Like the amount of like greed involved in this.
I've always been Christmas has always been my least favorite holiday for as long as I can remember. So
Least favorite?
yeah.
Columbus Day is like retarded.
Columbus
But you don't,
Day.
you don't do anything on
Nobody
Columbus
fucking
Day.
celebrates Columbus Day.
You don't
Well,
do
that's what
anything
I'm
that
saying.
day.
Like, if we're talking like worst
no, but
holiday. I mean,
anyways,
I think
this week
California doesn't even celebrate Columbus Day. It's Indigenous Peoples Day.
yeah.
this week during lunch,
It's also known to
To
cause
be
cancer.
fair, Columbus Day.
Yeah, it's also an end to
Columbus
cancer.
is not a good dude.
this week,
Not a good dude.
early
at
this
all.
week during lunch, me and a whole bunch of other guys were just talking about money woes and just saving up money for stuff. My boss, like the main boss who owns the place, kind of heard us talking about it. He's like, I don't know how you guys do it sometimes. I remember having to live paycheck to paycheck, and that was hard. So I'm like, yeah, I don't know how you poor people do this. Life is so hard when you're poor.
No, you guys shouldn't live paycheck to paycheck.
No, I don't live paycheck to pay. I did before, but not anymore. But it was just like planning, budgeting and stuff. He's like, budgeting's hard, man. I'm like, and then last Christmas, he bought like a $5,000 cappuccino machine for his wife. So, that's what it's all about.
Budgeting is
I
for
don't
losers.
understand how a cappuccino machine costs $5,000.
It puts the little foam on top.
That's,
you can do that yourself.
Caleb, that's intrinsic value. How can you put a price on that?
I got shit like books for Christmas.
Yeah, books
Me
are
too.
great.
Yeah, books and pajamas.
I literally got 5 books for one Christmas.
My 3 favorite
I get
things.
movies every once
my
in a while.
3 favorite things for Christmas as a kid was books, music, and a video game. That would make me happy.
Yeah.
Those are simple. I didn't need
Little
a
simple
phone.
gifts.
Didn't have a phone throughout most of high school.
And did you not want to punch the person in the face that got the iPod for Christmas? OG iPod.
I didn't care. But if they were being all, I got this iPod, man, then yeah, they're just
And
a
it's
fucking
like,
dick.
and then you do it's like, oh, that was $300, and like my parents could never afford that, and I know they're not. I know that kid's not rich. That's what also bugs me. It's not like
Yeah.
they're from a rich neighborhood.
I don't think
and
it
they're
bugs
getting
me
this
as much as knowing that when my mom dies, I'm not going to get anything out of it. I know that sounds really shitty, but like,
it does. It sounds horrible.
but like, I'm thinking about it. And I'm like, useless in life, and also going to be useless in death. Like, and the upsetting part is like my grandparents. They did well, right? They worked themselves up from poor families, did well, and they gave their kids. They gave their kids a good life, or an option to have some fucking money, but my mom probably wasted it on stupid shit. And then now when she dies, I'm not going to get anything. Now that does make me sound like those greedy, selfish people.
Horrible.
But
I'm in the same boat. Same thing happened to my mom.
isn't that ridiculous, though? Like, I was thinking about that like 2 days ago, and I was like, man, fuck her. Like, she's going to die, and I'm going to have like nothing left. And like, not that I like her or anything like that.
In the past 3 years, my mom has
I'm going to get some
blown.
paintings.
Yeah. Well, hey, you know what? You could probably
You
sell
gonna get some
them.
paintings?
In the last 4 years, my mom has blown like $28,000. So,
I've spent way more than that in the last 3 years.
Yeah,
but-
so my
but no extra
mom's
money
family is
that she got
painters.
from family.
Not
Yeah.
kidding. I got a shitload of painters on my mom's side of the family.
But see, the thing
so
is,
there's a lot of paintings in my parents' house. If you haven't noticed, they're all from relatives.
I did notice that. The thing is, though, is it's
So I
that
get
way.
some paintings.
It's that way, and she would give us a ton of stuff, but it was always stuff that was donated. You always did like the Sub for Santa thing, like always did those.
Wait, she got that stuff.
Yeah. So we had a ton of stuff.
Man, is there not? It's different when like the guy loses the job like 3 months before Christmas.
Ooh.
Like that, I get as like, oh, let's help these people out and give their kids some gifts. But if it's like the state of their being is that they get Sub for Santa stuff every year, shouldn't you, as the person who is funding the family, like take a
not the-
look and go, there's something wrong here.
Well, it's not the same person every time, though.
She would do Sub for Santa? I'm confused.
It's not. No, it's not the same.
Sub for Santa is like a rotating type thing. So like,
there's like the
there's
same
a bunch of
person doesn't
people.
just do it.
Yeah, it's a bunch of people.
I'm
that do
saying
it.
if you were the head of your family and you got a bunch of gifts.
Oh well, that's different. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's because I'm not a piece of shit.
It's like, I don't know, man. I get the wanting to help, but only if like there's a, I don't know. I don't know. I don't want to reward people
For nothing.
for being crappy with money.
Yeah.
So what my company's doing though is like a lot of new people are living here in Utah, they're refugees who really don't have anything to start off with, and so in that
Refugees?
case, refugees from different various locations.
Oh, okay.
But
Like
anyways,
Detroit and stuff.
but they have to move here. They have to, they have to have some stuff to start out here, and so I think that stuff like that's just fine.
Oh yeah. If they come from Detroit or Syria,
I think the shame, like my father would have felt deep shame if
should
they
help.
ever got anything.
I would never put my family up on on a giving tree. or
My
something like
father
that.
would have.
Yeah.
I think my mom was like, your sister uses the welfare system. She gets the food stamps. She just does it because they can, I think, and I don't feel great about that. And she's like, well, we were so poor that sometimes we didn't have that much money for food. We had to get help from neighbors and stuff like that. And she's like, maybe I should have used the welfare system. But my dad apparently was so he felt so ashamed of asking for help that he refused to do it. I think I have that same gene. I don't like people to help me financially if I
Nope.
can avoid it.
Well, you know what the crappiest part is? Everyone says that they're like, oh,
But
the
I don't
first thing-
understand when people don't have that gene.
Yeah.
Back when I was first working at my job before I started making more money, there'd be times where my paycheck would run out of money before the next paycheck, and I didn't have anything actual food to eat for like a week, just lived off of snacks from work.
And that's the thing is like people are like, oh, the first thing people cut are those extra things like memberships and things like that. And I'm like, no, the first thing they cut is food. Like, because food is just, it's usually so expensive. You can be like, oh, well, I'll just buy a little bit less. And that's what I cut.
$20 bag of rice will last
Yeah,
forever.
exactly. That's what they do. They cut their food.
Oh,
costs.
rice and eggs though. No, dude.
It'll get you real fat though.
Rice
Eat a
and
lot of-
eggs. If you just pay like $20 in the beginning of the paycheck for those times you have less money, just $20, bag of rice, carton of eggs, will last you for a long time, and they're cheap.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know. I don't understand these people that are getting into just huge amounts of debt for these Christmas gifts. It's disgusting.
No, it's dumb.
And it also makes the holiday
And then the newness and the
whether or not you
where you're going
believe in
for
Jesus.
where you're going for is the joy you bring for buying someone something really nice, but that wears off in like a few days.
Yeah, Loki says, "Don't worry, our man Trump's kicking these fucks out of the system."
I don't know. I'm disgusted. I'm disgusted by the type of gifts that people are buying.
Yeah,
it's you're going for the to impress. You're like, oh man, this is going to make them so happy. And yes, you're right. It'll make them happy for like a minute, and then the next couple days, it's just going to be another object that they have.
Yeah,
so you have to remember that.
It's honestly why I don't understand why people buy a shitload of gifts for like children who are under like 8.
Yeah, because those gifts every year. The thing will just wear off in like a few months.
Mm-hmm.
Like it'll be past whatever the age group they are for that toy.
Yeah, and then they'll just have like a
And it'll
collection of just stuff.
and it'll be
Also-
part of a massive collection of toys that just creates huge
Yeah.
messes.
Yeah, that's what it does. And then the kids, because they're kids, they don't want to get rid of it. Like they're not like, oh, let's cleanse this.
You could honestly just like
every 4
donate like
months.
those old toys, and they wouldn't even notice. Just because like they wouldn't.
Yeah.
Do you
if
ever
they
one of
didn't
those
see it, they
toys
wouldn't
that
notice.
just made you have like anxiety every time you looked at it, but you didn't want to throw it away, but you hated it?
Yeah, all the time.
You know those like that one like 21 questions little thing that
Yeah.
I had one of
20Q.
those. Yeah, the 20Q
Those
thing.
are pretty fun for a
Pretty
day.
fun for a day, and I always had it, and I'd clean out my closet and find it in the bottom of the closet. I'm like, I don't like this, and I never use it until one day I'm finally like, okay, I'm done with this, and I hit it with a baseball bat.
I don't think I've done that.
I'm trying to tell my family, I'm like, just don't buy me anything.
Yeah,
If you want to
No.
give me something,
Whenever
give me a gift card.
whenever someone asks me what I want for Christmas, I'm like, I'm at the point in my life where if I want something, I have it.
I will have
Yeah.
bought.
Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah, so it's like just buy me the clothes.
Unless you want to buy me a 4K like, if you want to buy me a huge I'm like, don't do that.
That's like don't buy me a watch because you're buying this piece of shit thing off a Walmart display.
Yeah.
So don't do that. Just
don't buy me
Just give me like a gift card, or don't even worry
I
about it.
prefer to buy me
Don't
the
even
things
worry
that I
about it.
need. Like give me like some clothes.
But then again, I hate
me
when
some
people buy me
socks,
clothes.
please. I need
Socks
some
actually,
socks.
socks are actually great.
Socks are a great gift.
Socks are great.
Everybody needs them.
But actual clothes, not so much, because I have to try it on first to know if I want it.
Well, the problem with clothes for me is my family never knows what I am. Like one year I'm like super skinny according to them, and then the next year I'm like this fat piece of shit. I'm like 43, really?
What if someone bought you clippers?
I would probably
Would you learn how to
use
cut your own hair?
nah.
Yeah, you're supposed to do it to a number 2. And just
Not a number
All
2.
across.
Number 4 on the sides that's as great as you can go.
I'm
That's as
talking
short as
about
you can
its
go.
hair.
A 4 on the sides, and that's as short as you can go without seeing skin.
I don't care about seeing skin.
Yeah, I'm talking about Schweiss.
I see
about
skin.
twice here.
I see skin no matter what. I literally can't not see skin unless I like slicked it straight back, and even then, I think I would still see some.
God, guys, I'm disgusted by this holiday. It's like one gift a person, no more than $20. If I have a family, we're doing the thing that the Sanders did, no matter how much money I make or don't make. We're just doing the one gift per person between the siblings, and then one gift per
I know,
person.
I'm the same boat. I hate being advertised to, period. But when Christmas time rolls around, and Christmas time seems to start earlier and earlier each fucking year because it's the biggest cash cow for all these places. And I even hate the Christmas red color. You know what color I'm talking about? All of a sudden,
Velvety
toasters, all these toasts, like a deep ruby type red. These toasters aren't. Yes.
Okay, I was like, I was
you've got
looking
your
at
mouth
it.
right
You
next
remember
to it.
how I reacted to this color when you first put it on there, right? I didn't like it. But it's that ruby red you'll see cars painted in. You'll see toasters painted in. You'll just see like these random like metally objects painted in this deep ruby red. And I hate that color.
Yeah, well, what you got to do
I
to
hate
combat
that
it
fucking
is-
color, man, because it only comes around Christmas
What you
time.
got to do to combat that is put on the tin hat, and then you're not affected by it. It doesn't. The Christmas cheer
I don't-
just reflects right off.
Not only it also blocks out other people's thoughts.
I mean, back in the day, I used to
Aliens,
request.
they can't handle.
I used to
stuff.
request to work during the holidays just so I wouldn't have to be a part of it.
I would just because I got more money.
I got more money. It was easier, and I didn't have to associate with people I don't want to associate with.
I realized my family doesn't celebrate holidays unless there's kids around. I realized that. Otherwise, it's just like eat a meal and then go to bed. Like, I would take 4th of July and I would work 4th of July. I've worked every 4th of July up until this last 4th of July. And New Year's. I worked every New Year's up until this last New Year's. I hang out with my parents on 4th of July. And it's like, we're not doing anything. Kids aren't here. It's like, okay, all right, cool. I didn't miss out on jack shit.
Like, you're not our son anymore.
Oh, yeah. And New Year's was the same way. It was like, we're not doing anything.
Oh, do you
Not
want?
staying up till midnight.
You also want to know
Well, in
another
college,
fun little
Did stay up
tidbit?
till midnight and watch the CBS thing with the ball coming down.
You also want to know another fun tidbit of information, Joe?
Sure.
What's that?
So Christmas is on the 25th, right? Then you have the whole week afterwards. That's a work week, right? Since we did so well this quarter, my job just gave us that whole week off as well.
Hey, go fuck yourself.
I think I might have it off too, but that's because they might lay me off. I'm not sure yet if they're going to keep me, but
You don't know if they're going to keep you.
well, they want to. They want to keep a bunch of us, and I just need to be better than the others. And I think so far, for the most part,
Yeah, you haven't broke down and cried because of the amount of work you've had to do.
No,
You see anybody do that at USPS?
no, they just quit. If they're seasonal, they just fucking leave.
Well, that guy didn't quit. He wanted to quit. He walked out, and one of the bosses convinced him to come back. So he had red, teary eyes as he came.
The thing that
truck.
that I did at Fran's was pretty awesome. I just walked up to the supervisor and I was like, "Yeah, I'm not doing this anymore." He was like, "All right," and I just walked out of the building and never came back. But it wasn't even that much work, though. That's not why I quit. I just quit because they were really, really pissing me off.
Well, I am going to do something crazy early next year.
You're gonna quit without having another job to?
Is it really crazy
land
if you
on?
just keep doing it? I mean, it's insane. No, it's not really insane if you know the outcome and you're okay with it. I guess it would be insane if you
Keep doing
kept
what?
if you kept quitting jobs and then
Oh, I'm not putting this
being
job on
like,
my
"Oh,
resume.
I'm not having.
I haven't put any of the jobs
You
that
should
I quit
go-
early
you
on
should
my
So
go
why
to
you've
the,
been fucking unemployed since 18, according to your resume? That looks great. Looks real solid, Joe.
I
Oh, he
worked-
has the associate's
I
degree.
worked 3 summers at
I mowed lawns
cab.
at the fucking at
I
12.
worked 3 years at Domino's. I don't think it's that bad.
You should do your idea of being a late night hotel clerk.
That's what I'm gonna try to do that.
do it.
So
You should just work at Megaplex and get free movies.
I tried to get a job at Megaplex. I was overqualified and they didn't call me.
Well, yeah, everybody's overqualified.
Yeah, I'm not putting my bachelor's degree on my resume for a crappy job now. Now I know that. Anyway,
Be like, it's in film. It doesn't matter. I could just have deep conversations with people when they ask if the movie was good.
I can
Yeah.
just
Who's
I
good?
can let my coworkers
Who's
know I
alright?
have a degree and then let them just be intimidated.
Yeah, no, you're better than they are.
No, I'm better than they are. And
But don't tell them what it is, yeah.
yeah, that's
It's in English. You're like, oh, well. Pff. So you can write.
I have an art degree.
Bravo.
Mind
You're like, well, you're not an artist, so you're just as shitty as I am.
Yeah, next year is going to be a year of focusing on what's important for me. All my
So
selfish desires.
planning episodes.
Yes, planning episodes. That's a huge deal. Huge part of it, actually. Gonna be really working on the podcast next year and trying to get that Nude Clan TV pilot, which I've been thinking about all week, as well as some Jewel, which I'll ignore to anybody.
The fucking
Talk
Jewel.
about- yeah, let's not talk about Jewel.
No. Let's talk about Jewel for
I
a
don't
second,
know. I don't know what
Joe.
you're talking about.
On the
What's
fucking
Jewel?
way here, Joe was like, "Hey, you should listen to this Jewel." Like as if I had any choice in the matter. Fucking just plays Jewel, and I'm like, "What the fuck is this?" It's fucking weird, man.
I played
There's
a weird
literally
song.
3 lines where she's just singing about faggots, and I'm like, "What the shit?"
faggot. Yeah. No, it's real. This is real.
Real thing. And I was like, what the fuck is going on in this song?
Okay. This is the Jewel journey that happened over the last few weeks. Okay. Now, I didn't consider myself a Jewel fan. I was Jewel adjacent. My sister, my older sister,
adjacent.
and being the youngest in my family, my older sister's music, it comes into my childhood, and I just remember things, right? So, my sister's 7 and 10 years older than me. They were, I think they were becoming teenagers around the time when all those female artists in the late 90s were becoming a big deal, like Alanis Morissette and Jewel and Poe and all that other stuff, which I think is all pretty good music, actually. And then Jewel came up because my dad was watching this Alaska Frontier show on History Channel or Discovery Channel. It's one of those things. And he randomly, just because he likes to talk, he randomly told me that guy, that's Jewel's father or something. It's a relative of Jewel. I guess these people on this show are relatives to Jewel, the singer. And I was like, okay, all right, whatever. And then I pop in half a movie because I didn't have time to watch the whole thing. Obviously, I pop in half a movie of a movie called Ride with the Devil. It stars Tobey Maguire and is this Civil War movie from the mid '90s that did no money.
Caleb already hates it.
money. Yeah, he already hates it.
I have seen it, and I do hate it.
Anyway, it has Jewel in it, which was the second part of this. Like, I started watching the movie, and then the title cards come up, with like the names of the people.
Yeah.
And then it said Jewel, and I was like, oh, I forgot this had Jewel in it. So Jewel was in my life, like 3 days, like a day apart from each other. Just these two Jewel incidents happen, and then I was at a writers club. Or a writers meeting. I can't call it a club. It's
Wait
not
a minute. You have
club.
enough time for writers get together?
I have until this. I don't think I'm going on Monday unless I have a weird light day on Monday.
But you don't have enough time to plan and write
I don't have
out an
enough time to
episode.
write. I haven't had time to write either. So you can also do that too. I have not had time to write. Schweiss knows this. Schweiss is part of my. I have a group. That's all the people who worked on Emmanuel's song, and I do.
And then like 4 random
I do
people.
daily writing updates, and
Timo.
I've had no writing updates for the last 2 weeks.
Yeah, it's like a journal. It's a sad journal, though.
It's not a sad.
It's a sad journal.
It's an
It's
empty
me
journal.
saying, "Hey, we're working on this thing," and then we talk every once in a while. So that's what that is. So no, I haven't had time to write. So go fuck yourself. Okay.
I have enough time to talk to people about writing.
I did last week. Yes, have time to talk to people about writing last week on Monday.
All right.
My day off up until this week was Monday.
Should have been
Remember?
playing games.
I'm not going to comment on that. The girl brought up, one of the girls brought up that she listened to folk music. The only folk artist I know the name of, I swear to God, is Jewel. That's the only person who I've been told this is folk, and then I go, okay, that's folk, and it was Jewel. So I brought up Jewel, and she'd never heard of Jewel. So we had a conversation. I was like, really? This is your preferred genre of music? And the only person I know as a person who does not listen to folk is Jewel. And you do not know Jewel. This is a weird moment for me. And of course, that night, I look up Jewel and I was like, what is that song she sings again? And that song has not left my head for a week. It has been embedded deeply into my head for a week. And so every night I would have to be like, fuck, I gotta get that stupid thing out of my head. So I would listen to the song, and that would just make it worse. And a couple days ago, I started listening to other Jewel songs, and then I bought the album. So now I consider myself a Jewel fan.
I don't think you heard the drop, but I played I got it from Diablo. It's the very first thing that they say when they go into the cathedral. It's the sanctity of this place has been fouled.
Anyway, I think she's quite a talented singer-songwriter, and you know what? I don't care. I like Jewel. Okay, I like that first album anyway. Pieces of Me. It's a really good album. I don't know. I think it's kind of cool. But there is a song on there where she's like, Jews, and she goes, faggot. And I had to show it to Caleb Craig because it's a weird song.
It was a very strange song.
Is it like her bigot song?
It's also
bigot ballad.
No, it's about hating people but really they're part of you. I don't understand the meaning of the song, but
calling everybody Jewish because that's kind of messed
it's
up.
called Pieces. The album is called Pieces of You, and that song is called Pieces of You.
Oh, okay.
And that album's really weird because like half of the stuff is like pseudo live and it's recorded weird. Some stuff is like really. It's like she jumbled together a bunch of recordings, just called it an album. And then that album was a giant hit. So
She just got really high and just did whatever.
some of the songs are suggesting that, including that Pieces of You song.
Oh, no, that sounds like a normal person.
Anyway, I thought it was. I think it's good music. And you
I
know
have
what?
randomly just been like,
I will say.
faggots while I was showering.
I will say that I am now.
The black.
I am now a mild Jew fan. Jewel fan. It was a slip of the tongue. I've always been a Jew fan.
Love the Jews.
Oh, really? I mean, I love some Jews out there, man. I love that Spielberg. I love that Jerry Seinfeld. That one drummer chick on YouTube from Israel is really hot.
Oh, the one that, I remember.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of the Jews. Love the Jews. Anyway, how was your work week, Schweiss?
It was pretty brutal.
Pretty brutal?
Yeah, they have me working 12 hours every day. Except for Saturday/Sunday. That's the day I haven't had to work. I did work on Thanksgiving as well.
Sorry. Hold on. I'm sorry, Schweiss, for interrupting you. Wendy One says Jewel is on the Comedy Central roast of Robe Low. What she means, or he or she, it's she, right?
Yeah.
Wendy. Rob Lowe, and she put the E that's supposed to be on the end of low on the Rob part and removed the E from the low part.
That's pretty
So
funny.
it says Robe Low. Which, sorry, I had to point that out. Go ahead.
It's like, here's my junk.
Well, robe low means the robe is low.
That's true, yeah.
It's
You're like,
covered.
here's my chest.
Sorry, go ahead.
But yeah, it's been kind of brutal, but it's been a lot of fun. There's a dude there that I'm kind of friends with. He's entertaining, and we make a lot of jokes. There's this Indian guy who what we do at the end of the day is he's actually Indian. He's not fucking Pakistani this time. What we do is I'm
going to defend myself on that one again.
Which
Used to be
kind
the
of
same
Indian?
country. Go fuck yourself. Go ahead. And not that long ago either.
So what we do is our breaks line up to where at the end of the day we have a 15-minute break and we have like a 10-minute or a 5-minute wash up so we can like clean ourselves from the filth.
You only need 5 minutes to wash yourself instead of a whole hour and a half of deep scrubbing, and you still can't get it off of your hands.
Yeah, I wear gloves most of the time, but yeah, it is.
Just
they provide
wear some
them too.
gloves.
Can't grip anything in gloves.
They have special gloves that are made for moving that have grippy stuff on them.
I'm only going to work at this job for like
Grippy
8 more
stuff.
weeks. Just
All right.
as
But
far as I know.
anyway, there's this Indian guy who, when he takes his last break, he like goes into the locker room and he like turns off all the lights and he just sits there, right? He just sits there in the dark. And someone mentioned it, and I thought it was kind of funny. And then I like joked to the guy that was standing next to me. I was like, "Yeah, it'd be really funny, like go in there and like all you see is just the glare of his glasses, like the sheen." And then we go in there, and that's exactly what we see. Like he's just sitting back there, and then you can't see his eyes, so you can't tell if he's fucking looking at you or what's going on. But it's just like shine, and it's weird because there's this like really shitty, really dingy old couch, like sitting in the locker room, but it's like sitting
government couch.
Yeah. It's sitting in front of a shower. So there's like a shower in there, and I'm like, how awesome would it be if like we go in there and somebody's just like washing their balls in there, like just someone's just washing their balls. We just sit down on the couch, and it's fine. And then we were joking like it was going to be the Indian guy, and I was like, all right, new scenario. We go in there, and there's this steam, just a shitload of steam, like it's the steamiest thing ever. We look in there, and like all we see is like the steady glasses, like the Indian dude's glasses from the shower, just sitting there, like not moving at all, just like a steady line with that gleam coming off of it. So I think it's the lack of sleep, like leading to derangement. I was just coming up with all these fucking weird things. My life's just getting twisted around. But yeah, that was pretty funny. And then I came up with a sweet song. So we have this local, casting couch. I said that too. I said that a couple times, and it was the casting couch. Nice pull, Skull. But there's this cheap jewelry company that does a fucking shitload of business through us because our biggest run is the States run, which is like outbound.
You guys don't have Chewy, huh?
No, we don't have Chewy.
No.
The
Fuck yourself, Chewy.
biggest thing we do is like outbound stuff. So it's like companies in Utah, Provo to South that like send their mail to us to then send to the States, right? And there's one that's called Plunder, and they do like cheap jewelry. And I came up with this like a sweet cover to Thunderstruck, and it's just Plunderstruck. And there was this guy that like walked by because like when the machine doesn't know where it goes, it just sends it to this bin. It's like rejects bin, and you have to like just manually put it in the right bag. And this guy walked by with like a thing that was just heaping full of plunder items, and that's when I was like, hey, you've been Plunderstruck. Ever since then, I've been like slowly coming up with lyrics to the cover Plunderstruck. So far, the first line is it was slow in the middle of a 12-hour shift. And it's gonna be like plunder.
That'll be funny to only the people at that office.
Yeah, it'll be a great song to like 10 people. There's some pretty funny people there though. There's this other this dude that's like, I think he lived in either Nigeria or Kenya until he was like 37, and then he moved to the States. And the other day he was telling everybody that his mom sent him some elephant from Africa, like mailed him some elephant, and he like was showing me, and it was like potato wedges. And this guy's just like fucking around like all day.
Wow.
He's hilarious. He's like, yeah, she sent me elephant. And then one of the other guys is like,
I would have probably believed him because I'm a golden piece of shit.
you're like, that kind of looks like potato wedges, but I don't know. Fuck it. And then like someone else was like, hey, if you go to Winco, they got some giraffe you can go pick up there too. And he's like, oh, giraffe, Winco? He's like, yeah, it's on the discount rack. So there's a lot of.
Just got to reach real high for it though.
Yeah. It's up real high, real tall. So it's pretty fun. It's just a lot, and it's I don't know. It's kind of hard to sleep because I mean mostly it's the child. But so what happens is I come home and like this week I worked 4 to 4, and so like I have to decide whether or not I want to try to sleep for like 3 hours or just stay awake for a couple hours and then
Thanks,
drop them
Chase,
off to daycare.
versus game. Sorry.
Oh, yeah. Thank you, man. And then sleep afterwards. And the answer is both. Sleep for like 20 minutes and then take him and then sleep for like ever. But it's really...
Does Alex pick him up?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Because I leave.
So it'd be like if you sleep forever and just like never come back.
Yeah. But this week, starting today, actually, I work at 6 p.m. to probably 6 a.m. So, yeah, I don't know how that's gonna play out for me. But I'm hoping today, since it's Sunday and Saturday and Sunday, I've usually only worked 8 hours. I hope that happens one more time because I did not get enough sleep. I stayed up till like 4 a.m. playing Max Payne because I was like weirdly not tired, and now I'm very tired. 5.5 hours before I have to go in, so that'll be fun. But it's not, I don't know, it's not the worst thing ever, and honestly, the days that it's only 8 hours, I'm like, this is pretty good. This is a good job. I think this would be just
when
fine.
it's only 8 hours.
Yeah,
that's pretty nice.
Only 8, I'm like, yeah, this.
Well,
I
if
could
you
do
keep,
this.
let's pretend that you keep this job.
Yeah.
So you would have kind of a normal job, except in the Christmas season, it'd be sick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It might be it might be kind of sick normally anyway, though. If they're
You think so?
understaffed. Yeah.
Oh, if they're understaffed.
I don't think it'll be as sick as it has been. But I might do 5 12s. I could do that. I could do 5 12s, but not 6. 6 is just easily
6
one.
12's too bad?
It's one too many.
Oh, that's too many 12s, huh?
Well, it's sick because you have to wake up and then get ready. So it's like you work 12 hours, you have 12 hours off. So that doesn't sound too bad, right? You get 4 hours to yourself. But really you don't, because you have to have time to wash your fucking nuts off or they're going to reek.
Yeah.
That takes time. You got to have time to...
So really you only get about an hour and a half in your day.
Yeah, it's only
Yeah.
about an hour and a half because I got to wake up, I've got to eat breakfast, I got to
That's
get
about
ready.
enough time for a James Bond movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then you can go straight to bed.
You are
I am ready.
burning. You are burning through those, aren't you?
Oh yeah, I just watched GoldenEye yesterday.
Wow.
Yeah.
How many more do you have?
I've seen all the ones after. Well, Tomorrow Never Dies, I don't think I've ever seen. But then all the other James Bond movies I've seen at some point. But I'm going to watch them all the way through to Spectre, regardless.
Oh, okay.
But Tomorrow
is
Never
Spectre
Dies. Tomorrow Never Dies is my last one that I haven't seen.
Is Spectre the most recent one?
Yeah, that's the most recent one.
I think I watched the one before that.
Skyfall. Skyfall's sweet.
Skyfall is sweet.
I didn't watch all of it, but I watched like the last,
Oh.
I think 50 minutes.
Okay, you should have just
It was
watched the
pretty
whole
sweet.
thing.
Well, they
'Cause it's
play movies at the old Plasma Donation Center. and
Okay.
That's when I saw it, and I was like, "This looks pretty awesome." Like, there's some
Yeah,
pretty
Skyfall
sweet
is
fighting.
really great. Spectre's kind of middle ground. It's not bad, but it's not like Skyfall. Unfortunately, is the movie that came before it. So
Yeah.
it's,
I haven't seen Spectre yet.
yeah, Spectre.
I think I've only seen the first one from.
You saw Casino Royale?
Yeah.
That one's great.
And I have that Skyfall theme stuck in my head. Such a great
And the
theme.
Skyfall. Well, I just listened to GoldenEye. GoldenEye.
Goldeneye is sweet.
Isn't
Some of the theme songs will just ruin your day because you'll be going around going "GoldenEye," as you're getting like a fork out of the drawer.
Kid's like, I get forks all the time.
I can relate.
Spy who loved me. Da, 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 da. Nobody does it better. Guys, some of the Bond themes are like really forgettable.
Yeah.
And some of them. Oh man, the one for View to a Kill was, or not View to a Kill. View to a Kill was actually a pretty good one. Oh shit. There was one that was like really like horrible. That was Roger Moore era. It was like really easy listening. and it
What's your
didn't fit
favorite
the
era
movie.
so far?
Boy, there are things to love about each of them. Probably Sean Connery, though, is obviously the default. I think.
Sean Connery is pretty great.
You can't really, but Roger Moore era is a lot of fun. They're funny and kind of crazy and over the top, like the late Sean Connerys, but he's better for it. And Dalton had a really good first movie,
Tim Dalton, yeah.
and License to Kill was really bad.
Yeah.
That one was bad.
was
So
bad.
Living Daylights, though, I think is going in my top 5 Bond movies. I don't know. I might have to watch them again to rank them, though.
That's
'Cause
gonna
I'm watching them
suck
for the
because
first time.
it's gonna suck that Bronsons are all gonna be like at the bottom.
Brosnan's?
Brosnan, yeah.
Bronson.
Because
GoldenEye was pretty fun. It was a lot of fun. It was oversold for me, though. I think it's like upper middle Bond, but it was a lot of fun, though.
I gotta borrow some of those.
Hey, I already
Cameron
called dibs.
already called it.
I called dibs,
Hey,
you
I paid
motherfucker.
for her part of them.
Did he not pay you back yet?
No, not all the way. I tried to make him pay me back, but then one of the orders was
Joseph hasn't paid me either.
because I tried to order like
No, I
3
haven't.
games and only one of them came.
Anyway, I called dibs first, so I'll watch it and then bring it to you,
Oh,
and
yeah.
then you bring it to
They
him.
canceled it because you did the wrong payment method.
Oh, did I?
Yeah, you did.
What
I was
gonna-
like, when am I going to be charged? And then I looked at your recent order thing. I'm like, he used the wrong card. He used a card that's not working anymore.
Oh, so I just was declined.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's okay. You guys can borrow my Bond set.
So first to me, I'll watch it, then hand it to him, and then he'll hand it back to you.
Sure.
Okay, perfect.
Or how about you guys just watch them together?
Oh, like we ever hang out
That's ever
anymore?
gonna
Yeah.
happen,
Do the Bond commentaries, all
Bond-a-thon.
23 movies.
I kind of want to watch them again, though. To be honest, from the beginning again, in order to really rank them, because I'm just watching them for the first time. I'd like to watch them again. I'd like to see them again. There are some of the Roger Moore ones I've already forgotten. I'd like to.
He has a lot of
Be
forgettable
reminded.
ones.
Bondcast.
Bond.
No,
There's
we
already. You can't get better than James Bonding, which is already a great show. I don't think you can compete. It's too good. So, I don't know what we would add to it. We are less knowledgeable about James Bond than they are,
But are we funnier than
and they are also comedians. They are funnier than we are.
Nobody's funnier than I am. I don't know about you.
Did you hear that
guys.
pin drop after you said that?
No.
Louis C.K. is.
Thank you, Ender Vagina, for subscribing. Appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks,
Dover
man.
John.
We need to get.
can't see
we
it.
need to work on those Twitch emotes. I need to send you those files.
Yep, you do. There are many things.
Yeah, many things we need to do.
Many things that January will be a better month for. I promise. Anyway, you wanted to talk about movie?
Oh yeah. Caleb has been wanting to bring up Justice League for a while, but I don't know if we should talk about it with Joe not having seen it. Can you
No,
still
we'll have
bitch
to-
without spoilers, or
No, we'll just wait till Joe sees Justice League.
But we all
Have you
saw
seen Wonder
Thor.
Woman?
We all did see
we
Thor.
talked
we
about
can
Wonder Woman.
You can bitch about Wonder Woman. Caleb has some
Wonder Woman's
some
old.
Okay.
Did you just watch it?
I watched it like 2 weeks ago.
Oh really?
Okay.
Yeah, like right before Justice League.
His eyes twitching, guys.
Yeah, his eye twitched. I saw it.
No, it's
That's
Yeah,
just still going right now.
Oh my God,
it's
there it
not.
is.
Don't.
There it goes.
It's only when he says
Okay.
Justice League, though.
Yeah,
Or he hears it. When he hears it, his ear just
Throb.
Justice League. Just
his ear just goes elephant mode. Like
So he mentions it. One side of his face goes slack for a second.
fucking.
Wait,
well, it
smile.
is.
Wait, put your arms up. Put your arms up straight. We gotta make sure that we're okay here.
I did put something on his back and he couldn't grab it just a second ago.
I know you did. I was looking for
That's how
it.
you have to defeat the boss,
the little
Caleb Craig. You
T-Rex
just jump on his, you jump on his back, just stab him till he dies.
That wouldn't
man.
work. All right. Anyway, so for Wonder Woman, it's not really like I have a problem. It's more like I have a problem with everyone else's problem with it.
Problem
So-
with it?
Wait
Okay,
a
so
minute.
like, when it
Everybody
first-
loves that movie.
Well, no,
Greg.
like when it first came out, like everybody was bitching about how it was like a super feminist movie, and
no,
like,
Cameron was bitching.
well,
about
Cam did bitch
Because
about
he's
that,
horrible.
but
No, guys. I went into the movie thinking it was going to be like that, but I watched the movie and I told you guys it was not like that. It's a great movie.
it's almost anti-feminist in a way.
It's a great movie, guys. The build up to it and how all the hype for it being a feminist movie, I didn't like it, but I watched it. It's a great movie. None
Okay,
of
well,
that
there's
bullshit.
still like a bunch of people that say that it is, and that's not the movie that I watched. Like,
Okay.
It's full of like hollow observations, you know, like there's the part where like she's talking about how being a secretary is like, well, that sounds like slavery. And I'm like, well, that's because fucking Wonder Woman has no idea what a fucking job is.
That's true.
That's not feminism. That's just she doesn't know what a fucking job is. Like that's, and then the thing about the corsets, like what the hell? Like that's another thing that's a hollow observation because she already wears basically a fucking corset in her fucking armor. Like that's like she doesn't know
Okay.
what it's for, obviously, because she hasn't seen it, and that's all she says, and then nobody gives a shit. And then like it's not really about feminism anyway because she like is subservient to pretty much every single dude that is in the movie. Literally every single dude. They like treat her as a child and then she accepts it and just leaves. Like in the room full of generals, she like yells at him for like.
I would say she's subservient because there's certain times where she did
yells
exactly
at him
what-
for like being willing to just kill like a bunch of innocent dudes and just leave them be or whatever, and she like gets mad and then they kick her out and she's like, oh they did this bad and they're not great, and it just didn't.
I don't know. She kind of deals with it like a child at that moment.
Yeah, like it was ridiculous. And then she has no problem killing the one dude because she thinks that he's Ares. And then, like, at the end, she's not willing to kill the chick because she believes in love. Like, that is the dumbest line I have ever heard, ever. Uttered by anyone. I believe in love. And then that's how she beats the god of war. Is I believe in love.
Yeah, the only way
I didn't hear the line of him saying I love you, but like, somehow I did.
Everyone knows the only way to beat the God of War is to open Pandora's box.
Yeah, that's the only way.
And then kill
Well,
him.
did you like the movie?
I did like the movie,
Okay.
but that ending and then just like parts of it were like really
I just felt like it was just standard superhero origin story movie, which I guess DC needed.
Yeah, Wendy, she is smarter than everyone around her, but
she doesn't really act like.
and I don't think it's quite the same scenario as Star Wars Episode 7 with the main character in there. I don't think she is a strong female lead. She is strong and female, and that is it. She is illogically placed in a world where she's better than everyone else. And I feel like strong leads aren't actually strong people necessarily. Like Luke would die to just about everybody in the first movie until he builds himself up. We get Episode 7, she's just beefy. She's just great at everything. She knows the Millennium Falcon more than the guy that has been
It's
in it
called
since
Mary
longer than
Sue,
she's been
is what it's
alive.
called.
It's just superficial boosting of the character for not necessarily because she's a female, but just because they're crappy at, I guess they didn't do a great job of building the character like they have in the past. But Wonder Woman, I don't think suffers from the same problem.
Nah, it's not quite the same.
So I know you don't like some of that stuff, but I don't think it's to the same degree.
No, it's not. To the
No,
same
it
extent.
wasn't to the same degree. I just thought it was stupid.
She's not going to take on a Sith Lord and just win.
Oh, I just don't like how everybody's rallying behind it, like it's some kind of symbol of feminism. And I was like, that's not what that movie is.
The problem for me is that it still smells like Snyder because all the slow-mo.
dude, there
and
is so much slow mo in that movie. I did not like that.
And yeah, I
I was
honestly
like, that is too much.
like. Does anyone else feel that there's too much slow-mo in Wonder Woman?
No.
I hate it.
You didn't think there was too much slow mo?
Guys, I don't think there's too much I don't believe that there's a movie has to have a certain amount of slow-mo to be okay.
I don't think it needs.
The amount of slow mo should be 0, to be honest.
I think it makes sense with the Flash stuff, and
Flash stuff, yeah, that makes sense, but like,
they still did a lot though.
yeah, that's too much.
I don't know what a bunch of dudes talking about feminism is going to accomplish. I'll be honest. And on top of that, I'd rather talk about the movie as if who gives a shit whether or not it's a woman or not, kind of a situation.
Well, that's the problem. Is that
When it
it's-
comes to Rey's strength as a main character, she doesn't have too many flaws. That is kind of a two-dimensional problem with Star Wars. So I agree with
she's
you on
also
that.
a bad actress. But
I don't agree with that at all. So I think you're honestly just being a little too harsh on that movie, and I'll have to rewatch it though.
it's just a crappy Episode 4, but it's still better than half of the series. So
I don't think it's a crappy episode 4. I think it's pretty good episode 4.
I enjoyed the movie.
Harrison
but
Ford is still the best part about this Episode 4 too. I mean, it is Harrison Ford though.
I really liked it, and I'm excited for
No.
Last
Harrison
Jedi.
Ford and that one guy with the stun baton. Those two were
Traitor.
There were some pretty
the
sweet
saint
memes.
of
They
the
were like,
saint of loyalty.
they were like fuck. They were like fuck the what's the chick that's played by Gwendolyn Christie, like General something. They were like
Phantasm.
yeah. They're like, why is everybody talking about Phantasm when we got this guy? This dude taking on guy with lightsaber.
He was pretty badass.
Yeah,
I want to see
now
his
he's dead,
storyline.
though.
Yeah.
He's gonna get his own movie.
It was probably a yet another Fett Just like
Just another Fett clone.
cool, but then
the
trash.
last Fett clone.
Yeah.
The last of the Fett clones.
Yeah. Traitor.
I am excited for episode 8 though. But I think they're going to be killing Luke off at some point. That's going to be the end
Yeah,
of it.
he will be. He'll be killed off.
That's what Star Wars is, though. Kind of is like his story. So once he goes away, I don't think I'm going to care. And Disney's going to just keep like propping it
Dude,
up.
that's what I said when they bought it. I'm like, God damn it, they're going to do what they did with Marvel, and they're just going to keep going.
That's what they
I don't
always
understand.
do,
They should have given it to fucking Warner Bros. Warner Brothers does a better job with series than Disney. Not with DC. Sorry. Forget that Warner Bros. Has DC. Every other large series from Warner Brothers is great.
They wouldn't give it to Snyder, though, would they?
I mean, Warner
They
Brothers.
probably would.
Oh, Jesus.
Snyder has been their fucking moneymaker lately.
If I were George Lucas, I would have picked Warner Brothers, though, at that time.
Disney has deeper pockets.
Yeah, Warner Brothers has almost as deep of pockets. Not as deep, but they're like owned by like GM or something like
Disney
that. Right?
owns everything else.
Yeah, Disney needs to stop owning everything. I think it's horrible.
Well, they are coming out with a sequel to Incredibles also, I saw.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's the problem with them, though, is they come out with sequels.
Disney
that
can
just
keep
kinda
going
suck.
down after Warner Brothers reach pocket lint. So
I don't know. Disney's great. Disney can keep doing what they're doing, but I think that other studios need to have good stuff. I don't know why he didn't leave it with Fox. I don't know why he didn't sell it to Warner Brothers.
Disney's.
I don't know why he gave it to Disney. God damn it. I don't know why
Disney's
he
currently
gave it to
trying
Disney.
to acquire some Fox
I
properties.
know that.
Yeah.
That's what makes me even like more mad. Of like,
They're gonna get the X-Men, and then the X-Men will be crossed over with Marvel, or the Marvel universe.
yeah, I
That
don't
probably
know.
will happen, actually.
Yeah.
That will happen. That 100% will happen.
And it's not a problem necessarily, but it's just, I don't know. We just get, and the nice thing about Wonder Woman is that it isn't a Marvel movie. It's not as good as a lot of them that I've seen, but it's still not a Marvel movie, and it's kind of refreshing to have a superhero movie that is based on comics and is also decent and not Marvel. So it's not like watching the same movie
V for
again,
Vendetta
you know.
came out years ago. It's a DC movie too.
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man. Well, that's Marvel.
No, it's not Marvel Studios though. When
It's
we talk
true.
about a Marvel movie, I think Marvel Studios because they're very specific in the way.
Yeah,
they
but
do their
all the-
movies. It's all part of one
Yeah,
thing.
but that came from Spider-Man. So
Spider-Man was Spider-Man. Sony Pictures, I'm pretty sure. Or
Yeah, but he's saying
Columbia,
the
one of those.
setup, like the style, the way they film.
No, man, no. That's all. Sam Raimi has a very specific style. I don't think any of those. Is there a single jump scare in any of the Marvel movies?
it's a
Like there was in the first 2 Spider-Man movies? There's a shitload of like almost horror elements. that
not
are in
really
those
the way
movies.
that it's filmed, but like the formula of the story.
Yeah, that's been.
I agree with that,
recycled.
but I would say Superman from the 70s had the same sort of similar situation
The
and
80s?
tone. Yeah, 80s.
Yeah.
Oh,
No,
that's
the
why.
first one isn't that one 79 or something?
Oh yeah, you're right. The
Yeah.
first one is like
The only one
79.
I've seen.
Didn't like it that much, did you?
No, not really.
It's fucking sweet.
The ending is really stupid.
Flies around the world like reverse time.
The flying around
Isn't-
the world was just too much.
Isn't Lois Lane like the dumbest person?
Here's
in
what
the
I
world,
thought.
too?
Every time that movie took itself seriously, I dug it. Every time it took itself like a joke, I hated it.
Yeah.
So it's about half good. The first Superman movie is half good.
I like what they did with Lois Lane a lot more recently, and I know you probably hate that too, but where she just knows because she's not a fucking idiot.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Because in the old one,
Which
he just
also,
takes his glasses
which
off
is
and
why
moves his hair.
No, dude, it
What the
literally
fuck?
it makes sense, and it literally pisses me off that Batman has the same moment where he sees both Superman and Clark Kent. Can't figure it out, but Lois Lane knows in like a fucking second.
Yeah, that's
It
fair.
pisses me off.
But
My
who's
Batman
hotter?
can't be that way.
Who's hotter though,
Ben Affleck
Lois
or,
Lane or Batman?
in suit or out of suit.
All right, are we talking? Just,
Default.
are
mode.
we just talking like comics here, or are we just talking like
No, I'm
like
talking
based
about
on their actors
talking
currently?
about Amy Adams versus the Batman.
Like Batman in general?
Yeah, just the Batman.
Well, then
Batman,
Batman.
or Ben Affleck?
Just Ben Affleck as Batman.
Well, okay, if we're talking
Not
Ben Affleck,
as-
if it's Ben Affleck, then Amy Adams.
Yeah, that's right.
But if it's Batman in general, then I'll always say Batman.
Gotta say, I think.
Although if it was John Hamm.
What's the guy who
I
played
want that
him?
guy to play Batman
Christian
so
Bale.
bad.
Christian Bale
John
got
Hamm as
in
Batman?
a lot better shape than Ben
Should I come to Baby
Affleck did
Driver?
for
I
Batman.
need to see it still.
You think so?
Yeah,
He's less
he's not
mass.
as big,
Yeah.
but he did do some pretty good lifting, and I was impressed with Christian Bale.
Christian Bale's more lean.
Yeah.
looking,
Well,
yeah.
Ben Affleck's kind of a fat guy from what I've heard. Not fat, but like he's lazy.
Yeah.
I remember I was watching some interviews about him, and
I don't know if you could be that big and lazy, but
but I was watching no, like physically lazy. Like he doesn't like working out. I was watching some interviews between him and whoever the
very
guy
few
is
people
that
who do.
that plays. He's what?
I said there's very few people who do like
Oh
working
yeah.
out.
Well, and who's the dude that plays Superman? It's-
Henry Cavill, right?
Yeah, Cavill.
Henry
Yeah, like they're like night and day. Like he loves working out. Like that's what he's all about. And then Ben Affleck's like, yeah, I just hated it, and I just had to keep telling myself like I have to do this or I don't get the part. So, I just did it. And they did a lot of like lighting and shading stuff for him. So,
Well, they do that for everyone.
yeah, but like,
Little secret.
but like Henry Cavill's actually a ripped motherfucker. Ben Affleck's just like kind of ripped.
He's keeping care of himself in his late
That was
30s.
funny though in the Gone Girl movie. I did notice that. I'm like,
Yeah, Gone Girl. He's
Lazy,
supposed to be the lazy husband, like laid up, eating potato chips all the time.
Yeah.
He's got huge guns.
He's fucking ripped.
like you got pretty big arms for a couch potato.
All you do is work out all day. That's all he does
That's
is work
not-
out.
Where's that montage in the movie?
Just him in his garage
Like
lifting
him
weights.
in the shower when you see his dick for like a second. Not that that's where I was looking.
Yeah, I don't remember
It's
that
like-
part.
It's too late for you, Joe.
Oh,
It's too late.
that's a very muscular man. That's not the lazy,
His dickhead muscles.
crappy husband that's a writer.
He
teacher
flexes
guy.
it and it just like bends in half.
Thor. Thor is what I wanted to talk
Yeah.
about. And I really don't understand your hatred of that movie, Cameron.
No one. Okay, so
No one does. You're right.
no.
Yeah, it's impossible to understand.
Everyone blows it out of proportion. I don't hate the movie. I enjoyed going to it.
I didn't hear anybody say anything like
Dude,
great about it. So
you-
it's just the people
everything you
surrounding
said
me.
about it. You said that you hated.
No,
Like, and you
what
hated
I
specifically
dislike,
though
there's specific
was the
one,
comedy.
There's this one specific thing I hate about it. It's the overuse of simple comedy. I don't like that aspect of it, but it doesn't mean I hate
It's
the
just
movie.
a comedy. That's what
It's if you come to so I went to the movie thinking it's going to be a Marvel action video.
Did you
It was
watch
not.
the other Thor movies?
I did.
Okay, so you know that the Thor movies suck when they're serious and they're really good when they're funny.
And it was a great, funny
this
movie.
one
But if you
did
go to
mostly
it
funny.
expecting it to be a comedy,
You
not
should
taking itself
never,
seriously,
ever do that
then you can enjoy
for
it.
Marvel.
No, like if you think about Guardians of the Galaxy, you can take it seriously and still have a good laugh because they do do a balance really well.
That's just a really good movie.
They
frankly.
balanced the funny
I agree.
and the
They
action,
do. And the Thor movies-
was only funny.
Thor movies have never balanced the two very well at all. And I don't think it was only funny.
Like I had this valid argument. Everyone's like, "Well, why are you fucking hating on?" I'm not hating on it. I just thought the opening scene when she drunkenly falls off the fucking platform was
Okay.
stupid.
Yeah, I didn't like
That was stupid.
I didn't like that
And then she
either.
hops back up and then kicks her asses.
But she
That's
is pretty
dumb.
hot.
Yes, she was very hot. Yeah.
Okay, all right. We can agree.
All right, but you
she
said
is
that
hot.
you said something like you didn't like that joke to Surtur in the beginning of the movie.
The what joke again?
When he's like Thor, son of Odin, and then he's like Surtur, son of a bitch.
That was
I like
fine.
that.
That was funny.
Okay, no, but here's another point. This was supposed to be Bruce Banner's shining moment where he jumps on the bridge and he saves a whole bunch of people as Hulk, right? From a mile away, you knew he was going to fucking splat on that bridge. You knew it. You knew it was coming.
Yeah, they built
And then
up-
it happened. Just splat on the bridge. Everyone had their half a laugh because saw it coming from a mile away, and then he turns into the Hulk, which is great. It's just little
you're
jokes
talking
like
about
that.
the little twists.
That happened in
Yeah.
the movie too, didn't it?
No, that's exactly what I'm quoting. It's from the movie where
the first Hulk movie. He like falls out.
He falls
okay.
and he changes into Hulk in Incredible Hulk.
in this one, he was
That's
so
like a
scared
big
of turning.
build-up scene
No, it was
for
the
that
Hulk's
movie.
build-up. He's like, if I turn back in the Hulk, I'm going to stay Hulk forever. And so that's why he didn't want to ever go back to be the Hulk again. A little bit of emotional crisis because is he worth as the scientist or is he worth it as the big old thing that can beat things
My
up?
impression is that you hated this movie, Cameron.
I did not. I like this movie. I'm just
Well,
pointing
every
out
time you
the
talk
stupid
about it,
pieces of
like,
humor.
That's what you bitch about.
I didn't laugh as much
I
as other people.
enjoyed the Thor versus Hulk fight. I really loved it. I love Goldblum part.
I loved every scene with Goldblum in
Yeah.
it.
Yes,
That was fucking
there's
fantastic.
You see, that's the part where the humor
The
played
it's my
well.
birthday thing.
It's my
like,
birthday made me laugh for 5 minutes past the joke.
See, there's some parts where the humor played off really well.
That and the anus joke was also that made me laugh way past when the joke was said.
I'm like, I
I
don't
require
like.
safe passage
I don't like
through
Passes
the
through the anus. And part of it was like, this is a Disney movie, made me laugh like for more, like that gave it extra oomph,
Yeah.
to the laugh.
I just don't like the slapstick humor, the in your face humor, like, oh, she's drunk and fell it off the bridge, and well now she's kicking their asses. That it's lowbrow humor. I don't like it.
Yeah, I took a class once on plays or theater or something. I can't remember what the class was called, but we looked at old plays, and there were like, there's an actual like academic ranking to types of humor and what is considered actual highbrow humor and actual lowbrow humor. And you're right, physical comedy is pretty lowbrow. I think it can be done well.
It can be. If I were to rank,
falling off the ship, I agree with you. That part was not as good.
okay, there's two falling bits of humor. The one with her and the one with Bruce Banner. The Bruce
I
Banner
think
one
the
was funnier.
Bruce Banner
a lot
one was a
funnier.
lot-
Because it was the build up to
Yeah.
like he's going to be fucking tearing. No, he just splats across the bridge.
Yeah.
That's funnier.
And it should have died.
Yeah. That part was funnier, I admit, but still just a little
Yeah.
bit up from the opening scene.
I
Yeah.
don't think those scenes are that big of a deal.
No.
as a
For
watch.
overall, I enjoyed the movie. I would watch it
Here-
again. You can't take the movie too
I would
seriously.
say my problem with the movie is when it did take itself seriously.
Yeah.
I could have, the entire movie could have been Thor getting out of his situation where he's in prison with his brother. That could have been the whole thing. The Goldblum planet situation, that could have been it. The Kate Blanchett bad sister
I actually like her
situation,
the most.
I like looking at her.
I thought she was the only one who didn't make dumb jokes
Oh,
in the whole movie.
She did have a dumb joke.
What was her dumb joke?
I can't remember what it was, but she
Okay.
was like sitting on the throne talking to Thor, and she had a dumb joke.
Anyway, I could have lived without that entire plot line. And my problem with all three of the Thor movies is that when the serious plot line, there's a serious plot line and there's a comedy plot line, and they don't mix very well.
Yeah, I think that's part of it too.
And
There's two separate movies. There was a comedy
The
and
first
then
one was really bad with it, where it was like this, when Thor is on Earth, it's this hilarious kind of, a fish out of water situation. And then there's the drama, the deep, as far as Disney Marvel movies could go, drama of the father and the two sons and the one son.
You know what movie I want to see more? I want to see more of
that plot. I just didn't give a shit about that plot.
I want to see more of Thor and Doctor Strange. That's what I want to see more of.
That was pretty funny. when
That
they
see
ran
the
into
humor
Doctor
there.
Strange.
It was physical, but it was so much better than that opening scene. I just love that with the Doctor Strange.
The unfortunate thing,
And then Doctor Strange being in complete control of that whole situation. Like there was nothing that they could have done to get out of it.
unfortunately, arguing humor is a problem. 'Cause
Yeah.
it's so subjective.
I guess that's true.
But I enjoyed it, and I enjoyed it more than the audience that we were with, frankly. The audience was like a cold, dead audience, and I think me and like one other dude in front of us were the only people laughing audibly, and it was really uncomfortable in that situation.
Yeah.
For Thor,
Yeah. It was like a terrible audience.
I laughed too.
And that lady,
Of course, I have a quiet laugh.
the lady heard me talk about people pulling out their phones, and then she pulled out her phone in the movie, and I just wanted to kill her. Is there some sort of insulation that can block cell phone signal? Because we need to just
There
have
is,
that in
but it's
movie
against
theaters.
law in a workplace. You can like block it with there's like jammers and shit. It's not
Anyways,
insulation.
is there a comic book storyline where it does a lot of where Doctor Strange does associate with the gods?
I think Doctor Strange does have some stuff, yeah.
But I guess
Because I want to see more of that, because that's awesome.
I heard that this Marvel Universe thing is going to end with the second Infinity War movie.
Probably.
So then they're going to reboot all of them.
Start
This
all
has
over?
been this has been since 2008. I guess it is like
I know. I don't want us to start all over again.
We need a new.
We need a new
popular
thing
movie.
to get attached to.
yeah, unfortunately the next group of people who are going to play these superheroes are going to all be hated. It'll be like, oh, I remember when Thor was, I just forgot the actor's name. I remember
Chris
when Iron
Hemsworth?
Man was
Robert Downey
played
Jr.?
wonderfully by Robert Downey Jr.
Yeah, Robert Downey Jr. embodied that role.
Who's this?
Robert Downey Jr.
Asshole.
is like born to play Tony Stark.
Just like
It's like Christian Bale's born to play Batman.
No, he was not.
I was going to say, just like wow, crap, I can't.
George
think of his
Clooney,
name.
born to play Batman.
He probably is, but not in that movie.
Just like Ryan Reynolds born to play Deadpool.
Yeah.
It's just there's no one else. That is his role.
That's a good point. The next Wolverine is going to be a real problem.
Well, the next Wolverine should be short and stocky.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like you.
Yeah, like me.
shorter than Caleb, actually.
A little bit, actually, yeah. Wolverine is not a very tall person.
Yeah, well, he's like really short.
He's supposed to be short and like insanely buff.
You know what though? I
It's how
I don't want Disney to take X-Men because the X-Men movies are more interesting to me filmically, I think, than the Marvel movies have ever been. There's
The newer
certainly-
ones.
There's certainly some bad
First
X-Men
class.
movies.
Like the first few X-Men movies were bad.
I absolutely
X-Men Origins.
think X-Men Origins is not a first X-Men movie.
No, it's not. But I'm just in addition to the first.
Yeah,
ones.
there has been some bad ones.
Yeah.
But I mean, you started off so freaking strong with the first two movies, and I think the third one's a little underrated actually for how much it's hated. But then the origin
it
movie's
makes
not
sense.
too great. I think X-Men First Class is kind of eh. But then like the Days of Future Past and stuff like that, I think they're more interesting movies.
Yeah.
As movies, not necessarily superhero movies, than any of the Marvel movies have been for me. So personally, I think Disney should keep their fucking nasty little hands off of those goddamn movies and let some other fucking artists make some movies instead of their corporate movie making machine doing that bullshit. I keep your goddamn hands off my goddamn X-Men movies.
You have to see Logan still, don't you?
Oh,
I
dude.
do. I borrowed
Can
that
we
one.
go see Logan right now? That
It's-
is a
I
great
do
movie.
need to
at
see
my
Logan.
place on
If you want
Blu-ray.
to drive for,
No, fuck that.
3 hours, you can go watch.
Yeah, make me pick up Caleb too. Add
No,
extra 40
no.
minute to my round.
So
Thanks.
Your
my
route.
apartment area has a clubhouse with a projector movie screen and everything. We could go there and watch it.
You would have to still get the Blu-ray
Yeah,
unless you own it.
I have a Blu-ray player.
No,
Or the
actual-
movie.
The
I
movie.
could go rent the movie. Yes.
It's a good one.
You think anybody would be using it?
Right now,
Yeah,
today, I could call ahead,
it's up to you. I'd do
but
it.
I wouldn't mind.
I would do it. Yeah. So Disney, keep your goddamn nasty little gross fingers off my
They're not gonna.
stuff.
Not gonna. Oh my God! Watch them try to reboot Fantastic Four again.
Fantastic Four has been terrible in every
Oh, I know.
iteration.
Oh, I know.
TV
What I really
show,
liked,
movies,
was
second
someone-
movie.
Someone was talking about
They're
They're gonna do it
superheroes.
again.
Someone was talking about superheroes, how their name is kind of like anti what they are. Like Iron Man's not really made of iron. How Mr. Fantastic really is just terrible.
Oh yeah, all he does is stretch. Can't even turn into things.
Hey, you know what's another comic book movie?
What?
Blue is the warmest color.
Oh yeah, that,
Comic book movie.
that technically is. Yeah.
Yeah. Disney takes
That-
over. Blue is the warmest color.
Oh my God, that movie is something. I'll tell you that.
Oh, it is.
It is.
something.
It is something.
I thought it was actually fantastic.
It is a good movie.
Fantastic. and
Good,
has the longest,
lesbian
most
movie.
uncomfortable sex scene in it.
Oh my god, there's so many.
How many times you come?
There's so fucking many lesbian sex scenes.
Very explicit.
Yeah,
lesbian
like
sex
they
scenes.
go into it.
Oh,
Like it's
they
Both
do.
hands.
like if you had just walked in on one of those sex things, you would think that they're watching a porno.
You would, but it's not shot like a porno.
It's not shot like a porno, but it is like
Are they?
Sort of
Is the
grundle
point of the
cam.
sex scene?
God, dude. Hey, porno directors, can we stop with the undercarriage shot? It's the most disgusting. Every ugly part of a human being is shown in one shot. Nothing good in that.
the man's anus and
Yeah.
his ball sack and his dick.
And then her, like, and just a little bit of her. Yeah. And it's also not the most flattering angle. Just, it's so gross. Stop. Who gets off on that disgusting frame?
I think I should just call
Oh,
it Grundle.
Schweiss knows what it's called.
Grundle cam.
Grundle cam. Like, you gotta be the porno director who's like, let's
I just
let's
love
get a
the-
shot from here.
The sleazy grin Schweiss gave when he said that. This the Grundle cam. Oh man.
How's everybody's goals going, huh?
Terribly, I'm fat.
I broke all my goals about being healthy ever since Thanksgiving passed. So
Just said fuck it.
kind of did, yeah. And I'm paying the price.
Yeah.
So
I
I'm
told
Told
trying
you you were
going
going
to
to do that.
I've not
you said
been on
no.
the
The
diet.
only days that I'm going to take off are going to be Thanksgiving and Christmas. And I was like, no, Cam, it's going to be done. It's going to be done. And I was right.
I didn't do the diet.
I still have
this week,
time. I still have time.
but I didn't gain any weight because I'm on this brutal fucking job.
I didn't really gain anything either. It was just ridiculous. The last 2 days, I've had like thousands upon thousands of calories. But yeah, Craig, you keeping up?
Keeping up, yeah.
great.
That's all I do,
That's great.
man.
I
That's all I
love
do
that.
is keep up.
I love hearing stories of success from you
Should.
each week.
I love hearing how you're not beating me at the hog. It's my favorite
Oh
thing.
shit, we didn't even ask if anybody had beaten a game this week.
We just went into who's played a
Hey, has
game.
anybody beaten a game this week? And then we'll get into the actual episode.
2 hours in.
But yeah, we're still into what we played this week.
Did anybody beat a game?
Yeah, I beat Aria of Sorrow and Harmony of Dissonance.
Areola of Sorrow.
Yeah, if that's how you want to fucking spell that.
And what?
Harmony of Dissonance.
Is that a separate game?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's
They're
not
both Castlevania games.
Fuck you. Are you beating these short bullshit games?
They're not short, though.
That's what you were doing,
They're both like around 8 to 10 hours.
That's short.
Cameron. No.
Not a
Twice.
game.
I beat Batman Arkham City.
Yeah, that's a great one.
Yeah, the ending was still spoiled years ago by you, though.
Not all of it.
Yeah, all of it.
Okay, so the hog.
Even with Clayface?
Well, no, not the Clayface thing. But
Well, then that's fine.
no, I saw
Clayface
the
thing-
ending. I saw that. I saw what happens at the
Well,
very
then
end.
don't fucking
like
watch.
6 years ago. Well, you were just playing it, and the suddenly ending cutscene. And you're like, "Oh wow, can't believe they did that." And I'm like, "Fuck, I don't need to play it now." It's kind of like a big deal.
You do need to fucking play it, and you should borrow Arkham Knight.
The hog is as follows. I am in last place.
Surprise.
14 games beaten, and I don't think it's going to move one bit at all till the end of the year. I really don't think
What
it
about
will.
that fishing game? Who has the VR headset? Is that Jake?
Yeah, I got it.
Oh, you?
Yeah.
Oh boy. Okay.
We'll see, because if the days actually do get a little lighter, then maybe. I don't know, though. Shadow of War is Cameron's last game that he played at 17 games beaten. Sorry, I don't know why I decided to read the name instead of the number next to it. Schweiss is at 42 games beaten, 3 behind King Hog for this year so far,
And will be.
at almost the end of the year.
You don't think I'll catch up?
45 games beaten, Caleb Craig.
Why not?
No, I have reasons.
I love that little scraping sound. Just love it.
Reasons.
Guys, we should totally get into SimCity again. I fucking love it. I fucking love SimCity. I miss my city that was the utopia of like the only rich people, where I had like just gotten rid of all the poor people. And so it was like only rich people, and there was like no crime, no homeless. It was like the perfect.
So you're saying you have rich people
city.
doing
The reason
you have rich people doing normal labor then?
No, I have poor people coming in to do the labor, and then they leave.
The thing is he had a population of like 20,000, and I had 500,000. So,
Well, see
Caleb
now,
can have his super rich. I'll have my taxes from the poor.
now the thing that I want to do now is I want to try the opposite thing, where I raise the property values of low income housing, and then just get rid of all the medium and rich people, and then just have all the money pool in from the poor. That's what I want to try now.
Slumlord.
Yeah, basically.
Nice.
Call it Slum City.
Or just, Slum City.
Slum City. Slum City.
Yeah, we. Speaking of Super Hog Skull, we didn't ask for it last week, so not that many people sent it in, even though we should have asked for it. So, guys, send in your Super Hog this week. We need it for
Reasons.
the rankings. Yeah, we need to know where everybody stands, and then in January we'll have the final tally and give out the awards.
Can we open up a section on the forums where people can put in their favorite episodes and favorite rants?
We can do a poll.
Oh, yeah, we need to start doing
No, we'll
that.
have to do a poll after.
Oh yeah.
But we
So we'll
need
let them decide.
We need nominees because the first week of January we're going to be doing the award show, and we need your nominees for best and worst episodes of Nude Clan this year. This might be the worst episode of Nude Clan this year because it's not on a topic. So some people have real problems with that. Some
We
people
had
don't.
one of those before.
Just remember, we had
Both from Joe.
Hey,
Yeah, both of Joe.
we had a survey, remember? And on that survey, they wanted us to shoot the shit more often than they wanted us to review video games. So this is us shooting the shit.
It makes no sense to me.
Well, it's part of the survey, so go fuck yourself, okay? The people have spoken.
Just because you voted
Okay.
for that many times on your own thing.
I did not do that on this one. Okay, guys? I did not. Swear to God, I have the response. I will email everyone their whole fucking part chart. Anyway, best episode, worst episode, best rant, and then we need nominees for the Big Tits Award for the listeners. So any people in the community that you've noticed have been exceptionally present, we would like nominees for those people as well. You can even nominate yourself, I guess. That's fine too.
Yeah.
And then, of course, what games you think deserve nominations for Best Game of the Year from the listeners. So, Listener's Choice Award, remember. So, if you guys could do that, we'll open up a section in the forums where you can do that, or maybe a section for each award. Not sure. And we'll tweet the links to those out. Last week, we had a poll for the two Calebs to play a game.
No, it's for Cam and Caleb.
Just kidding, Cameron and Caleb. Which Caleb?
Schweiss.
Twice. Okay, good.
Pretty sure I know one.
Yeah, you should know it won.
All right, so the poll sits at a total of 80 votes, and 49% of those votes went to South Park Fractured But Whole.
Go fuck yourself.
I'm just
Fine.
keeping my promises.
I
My
believe
campaign.
40 of those votes went directly to South Park.
It's probably 39.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
49%, I guess.
Yeah. So, I mean, I knew it was going to happen, but I did say that we would play all of the other games. So just vote 50 Cent. And
You didn't
we will.
put that 50 cent up.
I didn't, but that's because I had Lords of Shadow. And I wanted Fractured But Whole to have some competition, but it clearly
So
didn't
you
have
guys are
enough.
going to play the game I really wanted to play. That's nice. That's real great.
You can play it too.
Nope.
No one's stopping you.
Definitely don't have any fucking
You
time
also have
to
to
do
play
that.
Fable 3.
I don't have any time to do that either.
2 weeks
I don't have any
after,
time to play Shadow of War, which the review is next week. And
Did you buy it?
No.
Oh, yeah, that's good.
No. I was going to rent it on days when I thought I had time, and I didn't have any fucking time.
It's great.
It's not happening. I'm not going to be able to review that game. So, I'm sorry, guys. I'm DOA. God, is that the right one?
Dead on arrival.
MIA. I'm MIA for the next month. So,
Well, what do you guys want to do? Do you want to just review it with Adam or what?
well, you were the one who said
reviewing
no to
without
that. I say go ahead and review it without me,
Yeah, we could.
and just
We can do without
I'm
them.
going to spend pretty much all of next week playing it anyway, so might as
do a
well.
cross multiplication fraction to figure out the true Nude Clan score. That's all you have to do. And in fact, I'll do it. I will keep track of the scores while you guys review the game.
Are
So
you gonna?
the
ever
majority
play it?
of us are okay with us not.
Are you gonna
not
play it
having
at some
me
point
review it.
though, or no?
No, I mean, not if I'm not.
What about
being
Fable
forced to
3? What
review
about
it.
the one that's actually assigned to you?
I will probably play that
He's gonna
the
make
first week
Cameron-
of
He's
January.
gonna make Cameron play that himself.
I will probably
Kinda
play that.
gonna
the
do a
first week of
solo
January.
review.
Your,
Game.
fucking
We could do
math.
that.
I
Ready
gave-
for a solo review?
You what?
I just,
When is
You can't speak.
Fable 3 supposed to be due?
2 weeks after.
there's a reason we pre-recorded 5 episodes.
2
of
weeks
you of
after
Theft,
Shadow?
and this is why, because I have no time.
So you have 3 weeks, Cam.
So
Means I have 3 weeks as well. Ish.
You gonna play it too?
Yeah.
I have it. I'm thinking about it.
What do you have it on?
My computer.
Damn it.
Wait, how do you have it on PC?
I
It's not
have
on
it.
Steam.
I have. Yeah, it is. Fable 3 is
Are
on
you
Steam.
sure? I
Yeah,
looked. I typed Fable 3. And
I have
nothing came up.
Fable 3 on Steam. It is on there. Otherwise, I would not have it.
All right. I'll find it.
Fable 3, I think, is only on the 360.
Type the number 3, see what happens.
You'd think it would have it, though. I mean, I'm sorry.
I totally do have it in my Steam library, though. You can even fucking check.
Fable 3?
Yeah.
I thought 3 wasn't available on the PC.
2 isn't.
I know I have it. I have played it on my computer, and it was from Steam. So
Can you check
I don't know.
other people's libraries?
I don't know.
Yeah, I can.
Anyway, we'll figure it out. Off mic. Thanks, guys, for listening to another episode of Nude Clan. We'll see you next week.
Enjoy the nude.
May the list go on.
Live always in the nude.
Fuck me.
That's enough.